Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Octane Online Racing Simrigs.com Sprint Series from the beautiful sunny Silverstone. That's right, sunny in Britain, I know. Looking forward to tonight's racing action. Of course, it is split blue and split red. And I am Sean Muller. And of course, joining me in the box is the one and only Jaden the Beyblade Rondinella. Top of the evening, sir.
Top of the evening. How are we doing on this lovely night where hopefully nobody does some crazy spins on the straight?
No, I think you've got that one pretty much handled there. But definitely looking forward to tonight's action. Split Blue, of course, has provided some great racing action. And, of course, Split Red has been phenomenal this season as well. So, two 90-minute races tonight. So, 90-minute race, no compulsory pit stop, which means strategy is going to be super important. Early thoughts?
Expecting hopefully no crashes tonight. I mean, Split Yellow had a safety car pretty early on. Split Green, I heard, had a pretty major crash somewhere in the race. So I'm just hoping that it's going to be a clean race. The 90 minutes, though, the strategies are going to play in very, very wildly. From what I've heard, only really the Mercedes can do the full 90 minutes without pit stop, but I don't think that's going to even work out that well. I think you'd be losing too much time there anyways. So I'm just thinking it's going to be a good race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Merc, is the only one that can do the 90, but geez, by the end of that 90, your tyres will be pretty well cooked, as we are looking at Austin McNeil on screen at the moment, currently second in the championship. And that beautiful Lamborghini as qualifying is underway, but a lot of the drivers are just out on their out lap at the moment. Beautiful day in Silverstone. Not a cloud in the sky. It's a little bit not a cloud in the sky. And I just had a look. It's a little bit overcast. But perfect racing conditions, and really excited to see, especially in Split Blue. It's a bit of a up in the air at the moment. So I've got my prediction, but I'd like to hear your prediction.
I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure.
It's
interesting. Is that still the... Oh, there it is. No, there's the Pokemon livery from JC.
Yes, so JC's changed his livery. That is a Pokemon on the side of the car. Do not ask me which Pokemon it is, because I have absolutely no idea, but it is one of them.
Let's play a game of Who's That Pokemon?
Not a game I'll be playing.
I'd have no clue who it is. I don't watch Pokemon. Look, still is very much Pixel Racer. Yep, there we go. Who's that Pokemon? Very much still the Pixel Racer's colors that he's been using on his this and the whole season anyway. So doesn't look too different except for that Pokemon on the side now.
What is exciting is we have 39 drivers this evening, so pretty stacked grid. And we've got our first indicative tyres as Brendan Ellis just goes bang with a 57.7, if you don't mind. That is straight out of the top drawer. So a lovely lap there by Alice in that beautiful Porsche. Thistlewaite goes to fourth there, so lovely lap. But Alice, wow, that's a 57.7 straight out of the bat. That is lightning quick.
Also, that's definitely one way to show what kind of pace we'll be putting out tonight for qualifying. I know Yellow took a minute to get up to the 57s, and a lot of people will be sitting in the 58s, especially from the top of that grid. So we'll be probably seeing a lot of 57s dropping in now, and this qualifying can go to anyone at the moment, as we're so early in.
Just a quick cap of our championship at the moment. So it is Bruno Ellis leading the way from Austin McNeil, Matthew Lamb there in third, Joshua Holmes in fourth, Cameron Thistlewaite there in fifth position. Our silver class leader is Bruno Ellis, but I think that's going to change very quickly. Our pro leader is Matthew Lamb. Our pro-am leader is Logan Burton, and our am leader is Joe Williams.
I'll just point out how interesting it is to see two silvers running on the top of the standings at the moment, and some pro-ams also in the top 10, with Burton in the Ford and McLaughlin in the Porsche, who are both pro-ams in the top 10 at the moment. Pushing some pros out as well, so some good racing from them. I wonder if there will also be race classifications going on even more as the season continues.
I think there will be, as we are looking at Austin McNeil at the moment as he comes through Luffield and Woodcote. And this is a very good lap as well. This one put into the top of the timesheets. Lovely through there. Really nice line. Hugs that inside line and straight to the top. So Austin McNeil, that is a shot across the bow to Alice now. As we're looking at Logan Burton, and he currently sits in third, if you don't mind.
They're keeping this close as well. There's not many tenths in between these drivers right now, and we're seeing a lot of these drivers putting in the pace. Although we are seeing Alice lose a bit of time, but also gaining it. So that could again put him right back up into first. But yeah, I don't know. They're all holding out pretty good pace, but it's really hard to keep your times up and your delta up because you can just make that time, especially through the Maggots and Beckett's there. Like you gain that time and then it just disappears as you get onto the straight because you've got so much speed coming through the Maggots and Beckett's, also known as the S's there.
Fantastic pilot. As we're looking at Lele, up to fourth. Wonderful lap. That's a great lap. And is that me or was that livery just had something a little bit added to it as well? So the pink along the side there, which is nice. I actually really like that. And looking back at Alice here in the Porsche, Logitech Porsche. Simple livery, but absolutely super effective on the 992. And there you go, Jones Point right there. Very easy to lose time and parking that one and going for another shot. Now we're looking at Holmes in the 24 Lamborghini. Stays in fifth position, but the times are relatively close, especially between that sort of fifth down to sort of eighth, ninth. Super close.
It seems that any 10th gained will put you a position up, which is, I think, a really good time for a lot of drivers because this is where they'll be pushing their heart out and trying to get just that little bit higher on the grid to get them out of any kind of traffic that's going to slow them down at that start. So 3/10 up, almost 4/10 up is going to be good time because they'll put him very, very close to being first. Still watching an amazing lap, by the way, from Josh Holmes. He's coming around one of the final turns here with 4/10 up, almost 5/10 up. He's gonna push here, and he's invalidated on one of the final turns. That is very unlucky. That could have put him in a lot higher spot than fifth. We're currently on to McKellar, who is in eighth at the moment, 7/10 behind, and will be going up a little bit if he can hold a good time here.
Here is McKellar coming through Abbey at the moment in the Valvoline Ferrari. Absolutely best part of the circuit by far. And then we're going to brake nice and hard now into Village. And then into the loop. Really important. This is super important, this corner. You really want to get a nice exit and maximize your drive. And then it is flat all down here. And of course, this is one of the areas where you don't want to crash. I'll leave that to the expert sitting beside me to explain that. Now down. Now down into Luffield and Woodcote. Woodcote actually is in honour of the country club in the Woodcote Park in Surrey. There you go. As we stay on board with McKellar because this is definitely going to improve his position. How far? Up to fourth. Fantastic lap.
That is a great lap from McKellar right there. Only not even a full 10th behind Alice right now. Oh, that got it wrong. Just a little bit over a full 10th behind Alice. So that's, it's a great lap right there. And we're on Burton, who's putting in a great lap, but just lost a bit of time on that turn.
What is exciting is we've got 5 different manufacturers as well in the top 5. So Lamborghini from Porsche, from I think there was an Aston in there as well. As we are looking at Spence at the moment, currently in 17th position, up on his best lap as well. Really up on his best lap. So nearly half a second. In the SSR McLaren. Lovely line through there. Took as much as you want to take on the inside there. That's up to 8th. Great lap.
I'll tell you something, this track is very fun to lap around, but it's even funner to race around. So we're going to see a lot of these drivers being able to set a great pace just because of how much time they'd probably be willing to put in this track with just how fun it is to drive, in my opinion. As we're on McNeil, who looks like going slower than his best lap. That could have just been an out lap with that 202.
So with 4 minutes left in qualifying, it is McNeil from Ellis, Burton, McKellar, Lele, Murphy, Holmes and Spence are your top 8 at the moment as we come through this fantastic Maggots and Beckett section. Great bit of road this one. Maximum commitment through here. Absolutely got to be on it. Nail every apex and then run it out as wide as you like. Now this is where you take a little breath and just think about sort of your braking marker into Stowe. Now, Stowe's one of those corners where you've just got to nail. Lovely through that beautiful apex there from McNeil. Runs it out wide. Now it's a Vale and Club. Back to second gear or first gear. Clip both apexes. Run it out a little bit. Don't run it too wide though. It's pretty slippery out there. Now up towards Abbey. Again, maximum commitment. Back to fourth, clip the apex. Again, run it out nice and wide, but not too wide. And then really hug the inside here because you got to break it nice and straight now in for the loop section. Back to first. Then punch it out. And you watch that V10 absolutely redlining the hell out of it. Glorious sounding engine, this one. And then we're going to break it nice and straight again for Brooklands. And of course down into Luffield.
He's up on his time as well. Oh, well, let's see if he can keep that. He's going flat on it. He's definitely very similar time to his last one, so not much of a change. We've got Lele with what's that, 2/10 up currently, which will put him up a little bit nicely if he can hold on to that for the whole time. So that is a couple of people done with their qualifying likely, because a lot of people aren't going to be able to get out and do a full out lap before the time ends. So McNeil, I'd assume, is done with his qualifying now. Well, Alice is currently 4/10 up. Coming through the back end of Luffield. We're going to see.
I was going to say this will put him at the top for sure.
Oh yeah, this is a great time. Almost 4/10 up. This is going to be I'm going to say low 57, almost low 57, 57.405. It's a great time.
That's a fantastic lap there from Ellis. Really saved us to the last minute and absolutely nailed. He's this away down in 12th. Now, I expect him to improve here. 12th is a bit lower than I thought Ferox would be. So, and he's got one more lap though. So I'm sure he will try and improve on that as we now switch across to Josh Holmes. Of course, racing with the best race number in the world in the beautiful Lamborghini, and he's making up a lot of time here. So he's only half a second up on his best lap as he comes through the loop section now. Foot flat to the firewall. How deep does he want to brake? Yep, that is all the braking. Lovely line. Now, he flicks it across. Does he hug the inside? No, he runs it out wide and then tries to clip that apex. Maximise drive. He's currently still 0.4 up on his best lap. This is definitely going to move him up the timesheets, but how far up will it be? Hugs the inside wall, and he's up to third. That's a stunning lap there from Holmes.
That is a lot of positions gained just from that final lap right there. That incredible lap. And we're looking on Lele on his last lap, and he's currently 2/10 up. Imagine that's going to go pretty well. Might put him back in front of JC and up close to McCullough, maybe in front. Just comes around the last turn there. Now we'll move him up to fourth.
Very nice lap. Here is the man in question, JC. Currently in 7th position. Just up on his best lap. He's going to have to absolutely nail Luffield and Brooklands here. As we jump on board the big bad GTR. So I love watching drivers through Luffield. Everyone has a different line, I swear. And he's lost. Oh, that's one way to do it. Yep.
I think he's just showing off what he's going to do later on in the race, which is speeding in pits.
Yes. Also known as standard operating procedure.
Yeah, I took a note from that last night. That was that worked well.
So looking at Johnston here, currently in 13th at the moment, but he is up on his best lap, so this will be an improvement. How much of an improvement? Will it get him into the 10? It certainly will, because he's 0.3 up on his best lap. This will put him even higher than 10th. Again, just runs it nice and wide and then hooks it right in as close to that fence as you dare and up to 7th. That's a great clutch lap.
Let's look at how many people there are in the 57s. That's great times for driving on this track. 57s. I'd take that any day.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think anything sub 59, you're moving. So that is qualifying, run and done for Split Blue. So it is Ellis on Paul McNeil there in second as we look at these beautiful liveries. And of course, we have our favourites. I'm a big fan of Holmes's Lamborghini.
I could never hate on that. It's very simple, but like really clean design. Look, the Ford Logitech livery. That's I'm not sure how I feel about that. Bronze, I guess you'd say, but it's not the worst looking. Brown? It is brown? Yeah, it's not the worst looking.
I just don't do brown cars.
And there is the Pokemon in question.
Guess the Pokemon?
Guess the Pokemon, win nothing. That is the goal of tonight.
There's the T-Cozy of Munchie. Boxy's Pixel Racer. Cadbury Favourites, yes.
Such a beautiful design. I actually really love the look of that car right there.
I just love Cadbury Favourites.
That's so nice. Some simple liveries as we go through. Just nice, sleek designs. A Vodafone livery. I don't remember seeing that one last week.
That's echoing, of course, the McLaren F1 cars.
Yep. Then we got the Galaxy Nebula livery on the left with a Red Bull on the right, looking nice and clean.
Oh, that Valvoline Aston.
It gets you every time. Oh, yep.
Crowd strike Merc.
Do we need I don't think we need to mention it again. But it's always time to mention it. And then the anime.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, some DBZ.
Oh, sorry, the cool kids say DBZ. My mistake.
Oh, my bad. And the Abomination on the left. Let's not look at that.
Ah, the curse.
Ignore it completely.
As we look at these fantastic liveries, once again, some really talented people in OOR that create these beautiful works of art that we get to look at and call all the action. So, 90-minute race tonight. No mandatory pit stop. As I was saying, strategy is going to be super important. Do you take tyres at the stop? Do you not take tyres? Yeah, it's going to be real key. And this track as well, Silverstone, normally lends itself to absolutely fantastic racing as well. Couple of hot areas. So Maggots and Beckett's on lap 1 is normally a pretty spicy area. We did see last night that we saw quite an accident Also, the first of the chicanes as well. So into Vale and Club normally is a bit of a hotspot area as well, especially on lap 1. So we'll keep an eye on that as well.
It's yeah. I'm hoping it's going to be clean. Nobody's starting from pits. Ashton Reynolds looks like starting from the back again. Seems like a common thing so far, but he's holding out pretty well with currently 7th in the standings. So I'm guessing it's working. Do what you can do to win. But yeah, I'm surprised there's nobody starting from the pits. I know we had 2 in yellow. I don't know if there were any in green, but yeah, it's somewhat surprising.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last time Bab started from the pit lane and made up 145 spots, like it was a storming drive. But I think this evening, I think everyone's got the eye in this evening, and they want a really good result because we are getting to that point of the championship. This is the last round before we have a 2-week break, of course, with the Imola 12-hour coming up, which I'm very much looking forward to. I won't be driving. I'm not ready yet, but looking forward to jumping in the box and calling all the action in a couple of weeks. Do love me some Enduro comms. But it is the last, so it is sprint mode time before a lot of these drivers will get into enduro mode. But yeah, it's a hard race to pick as well. I've been trying to sort of think about who do I think would win, and yeah, this one's hard.
With just the standings as our kind of stats that we can look at, I'm going to say it's very likely that Alistair McNeil are going to come out somewhere at the top. Having been at the top of the standings at the moment, and obviously pole and second for the qualifying. So, yeah, and we're coming around the final turn. Did you want to take this? Or
I might have a crack. Been a while since I've done a start. So here we go. Split Blue, Silverstone, Simrigs.com, OOR Sprint Series, Asia Pacific region. It is going to be Ellis from McNeil, Holmes and Lele are your top 4. Ellis takes control of the field. Make sure everyone passes through their pit box. Of course, the first corner here is Cops. Super fast corner. 180 kilometres an hour normally. And it's going to be a long hold, but we are about to go racing. Looks like Alice got a fantastic start into the Cops and absolutely nails that start. Does everyone get through cleanly? Bit of 3-wide action in the background. But everyone has behaved themselves, which is what we want to see. Heading down now into Maggots and Beckett's. Attitude to the car, leaning on those tyres, which is one of the best shots in motorsport. As we are looking here at Logan Burton, who's currently in 5th position. A fantastic start from that big brown Mustang. As they head off now down towards Stowe for the first time, and everyone looks like they got through really cleanly. So Split Blue has absolutely been perfect at the start. I've not seen yellow anywhere. Oh, looking very racy there, McNeil, but he's left the door. Oh, right out sideways. Nice little bit of car control, but that's left the door open for Holmes. As Holmes, think about it. No, tucks back in behind, but that's going to give Alice that little break that he needs. Takes a big breath now. So head off towards Abbey for the first time. Cold tyres. And Abbey is one of the trickiest places to absolutely nail here. So we're looking at JC at the moment, currently there in 6th position. Fantastic start. Looking back at his teammate, Boxy. So they go through, Boxy, that is not the line through Abbey. That is definitely not the line. And that sort of compromised his exit here. Oh, look at this 3 wide. Oh, wow.
As someone who's definitely touched the grass in this area, that is not somewhere you want to be. Not on the grass at all. So please keep it on the track.
Oh, we have a yellow. There is a yellow in the background. I think that's 49, I believe, or 48.
Sure, but yeah.
As we're looking at McLean here in a very pastel-y Ferrari. Back up the front here with Joshy Holmes, currently in 3rd position. 2 Lambos going at it. So we jump on board now and listen to that beautiful V10 as he chases after McNeil. So it's our 2 championship leaders up the front. And Holmes currently 4th in the championship, so points are crucial. So we jump back to Lindsay Muddle at the moment. So our top AM driver, who's currently in 13th. That is a amazing effort. Of course, Lindsay Muddle did make his box debut last night as well and did a fantastic job. Now, it says Lightning McQueen, but I think that might be a bit of a livery bug.
Oh, no, not a livery bug. I don't like when that happens. I'm just going to pretend that I can see a very nice Lightning McQueen livery on the Aston, as I think I talked about it last week. It does suit the Aston very well. But, yeah, I'm just going to pretend that I can see the red of the car and it looks like Lightning McQueen. So I'm very happy with that.
I agree. I think we've all got imaginations. We can definitely imagine. Now, he's got pardon me, I'm so sorry. Right. So here's Ashley Johnson at the moment. Currently driving in 7th position in the Mosaic Motorsport Aston Martin. He's got McCullough right behind him, and he's chasing Lele. So this is a good little battle pack, this one.
Look, wow. And that's Burton spun around.
Burton's off.
That's not a great spot to spin out. And then you've got 83, I believe that is, already in the pits. I'm guessing either that's their plan or something didn't go right.
McCullough! Oh, did you see that?
That was a big drive. Very good braking as well to make up that space that was obviously there. So the gap is definitely closed for McCullough and Johnston. Oh, and here we have a replay of 83. Oh, no. Okay, something definitely did not go right. Wow.
That was Dodgem Cars at its finest.
That was definitely something. That was, I don't think you want that to happen to you, especially this early into the race. But hopefully they get back out there and can make up some time.
I mean, I don't normally condone rage quitting or sitting in the pits, but an incident like that would definitely make me think about it. But we are back live now, and we're currently looking at Johnston still in 6th position there. Look at Murphy here, currently in 8th position, just lurking. Currently maybe waiting for a bit of an error. He could be on a different strategy as well. It's something he's got and sells another replay. So what? So they've all come... Oh, dear, oh, dear. That's just one of those incidents where you just go, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, that would be a big day. But looks like everybody's somewhat held position except for Burton, who absolutely spun out. A couple of moved up. We moved up 8th, now 5th. Still 4th, still 3rd. Top 4 haven't really changed much. Johnston is moved up 1 position, and then McCullough's moved down, and then Murphy's just moved up with Cumble just a little bit.
Yeah. Little bit.
Great to go a little bit too warm in this there.
I think that's definitely. So checking that gap for Bruno. Just eat that out. That's out 1.4 seconds, and so we've seen this fall from Bruno. Once he gets a little bit of a sniff out in front, this Porsche will drive off into the distance. So McNeil's going to have to get the head down and see what he can do about this 1.4 second gap.
Yeah, that gap will not be the easiest to make up, especially while defending off Josh Holmes. But I'm guessing that if they kind of split up with, like they do have right now, the second gap between second and third as well, McNeil could, if he runs some good laps, make up that pace. The gap pace. Yeah, I said the right thing.
The thing is, as well, just like last night, we don't know what strategy all these drivers are running. So it is a bit of guesswork at the moment, whether they're thinking about taking tyres or they're not going to take tyres. That's sort of the play. So that's really only 2 options. So you can do the 45-45, come in, change tyres, and head out again. Or if you're feeling confident in your car, you can run a little bit longer in your first stint, sort of that 60-minute mark. 70-minute mark and not change tyres, a little splash and dash, and then see if he can survive to the end. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that as we are looking at Conboy, currently in 5th position, and he's chasing Lele.
I'm seeing another stopped car on the track, back a little bit, but they seem to have got going now. These battles are just going to be constant, and everyone's running different fuel strategies. So some people will be running a lot of fuel and splashing in the last second, as you said. So you will have slower cars out there who will just absolutely destroy later on. But will that work? I'm still not sure. And this is what has just happened, and it seems that the Mustang... Oh, that was very close. That was definitely a gap that just got right through.
I was going to say, he did a U.
I think mine was a little worse. I had nobody around me. I have no excuse. I wasn't racing anybody at that point.
Here we go. How close was this? Because it looked like... Oh, wow. Whoa.
I think someone will be having a brown pants moment at the moment.
That is as close as you want to get. But very well done.
Definitely did a loop-de. Don't touch the grass, everybody. The grass is not your friend. And here we are in a great spot. I actually really do like this straight. Oh, Conboy. What did he do? Oh, that is not the track, sir.
Definitely not the line you want to take through Maggots and Beckett's. The thing is with actually where JC went off there, that's something interesting, is you can actually keep it pretty flat through there, even if you do go off to that side sort of road and that grass. It's not too bad. There's not a lot of bumps there, and the GTR handles the bumps pretty well, so could have been a lot worse. And just
that could have been.
I was going to say, just back up the front. I'm just keeping an eye on that gap. It's out to 2 seconds now. So Alice is just stretching out ever so slightly every lap. And here is the man on screen.
Just look at those lap times, 58s, pretty consistently from what I'm seeing here. Low 58s at that. Yep, just another one. Low 58s, that's going to put him up high. I'm really wondering what fuel he's running. If he's running a race where he's going to do the half and half, or if he's going to go longer or whatever, but he seems to be able to keep these times high. As you see, these guys a bit further back doing 59s, and you can see why McNeil's not really gaining time, but is losing some time with 59-second laps and high 58s. It's just not enough to keep up with Alice, but he does have Alice in his sights, and now he's also got Holmes coming up pretty close behind him, so they'll start battling soon, giving Alice a lot of that clean air as well.
I spoke to a couple of Porsche drivers last night and today, and I will say, the 45-45 strat in the Porsche is the way to go, because after 45 minutes, the rear tyres in the Porsche become very second-hand. So definitely keep an eye on that. But McNeil is going to have to get the elbows out here, because Holmes is absolutely in the gun sight now. He wants to make this move. Lambo and Lambo. So cars have absolutely nothing to do with it here. This is going to be driver versus driver. And we've seen Holmes race before. He is a very competent race driver. And of course, McNeil, no slouch either. So this will be a fascinating battle to keep an eye on.
I do not recommend going on the outside of this area here, so hopefully everyone keeps it on the line. But I do have faith in McNeil to kind of be able to hold this out, and the gap is small, but I'm hoping the defense from McNeil will be able to hold off Holmes. Well, not hoping, but I'm interested to see what kind of tactics they use, as it is Lamborghini on Lamborghini, so there's no advantage really from weight differences. They're driving pretty much the same car. It just will be setup based and probably who's the better driver in the end.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. And this has some championship implications as well. So if Holmes can get this done, he's just going to close that gap to McNeil, who's currently sitting second. Holmes sitting in fourth in the championship. So again, It's these little battles that can make a difference to the end of season result. Oh, Holmes, he's so quick through Maggots and Beckett's. But I've just been watching as well. McNeil, though, is really good through the slower speed stuff. So strengths and weaknesses from both drivers.
And you can just see how quick they're going around this track by the gap that they're making up on fourth place, with Lele still holding it out, but almost 4 seconds behind. And that is a first penalty as well. A jump on the start line. Oh, that's not going to do you well.
And we've got a replay here. Oh, that's a bit of a boot. Elbows out. And that is a bit of an unfortunate incident. Hopefully they get the car straight and keep on trucking along. As Alice has got a 10-second penalty. Oh, wow, it was 17. I just sort of caught a little bit of an eye that has changed everything. So our race leader and our championship leader has copped a 10-second invoice. Wow-wee.
That definitely not something you want happening. As we were talking about, this is a pretty vital race for the championship points, for those competing for those points especially. That 10 seconds will put him quite far back, especially if the pits. We've got a few yellows coming out on the track as well. It's not really something you want to see at two different spots. But yeah, the 10-second penalty can do a lot of damage. With only having McNeil just a little bit behind, I believe that's gained a bit of time as well. Almost 4-second gap between them now. So Alice will be wanting to push that out as far as he can to make sure he gets that time.
As car 323 gets a 15-second invoice, causing a collision on lap 1. Looking back here at Lele at the moment, currently there in 4th position. And car 117, that is JC. 15-second penalty. Ouch. As we're looking here at Chris Murphy, OK Lunchy, in the T-Cozy. And he has got Burton right on. Oh, here we go. Here's the meme. Mustang goes, ha, Porsche. Yum, 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 yum. Poor Murphy couldn't do anything there.
What can you do when you're in the Porsche? I'm going to say it doesn't have the greatest straight line speed. And then you've got the Mustang, which probably has one of the best straight line speeds, especially here in ACC. There's really not much you could do there.
No, definitely not. Probably not the best. The Porsche's lovely around here, actually doing a lap and hot lapping. But actual racing it can be a little bit tricky, especially with its complete lack of top speed. So Murphy's got his work cut out, but he is a very, very good race car driver. So I'm sure he'll have a plan in place as we look at Jack McCullough, currently in 7th position in that gorgeous Valvoline Ferrari. Doing a really good job as well.
I'll say we're already 15 minutes in, and the packs are still quite big, especially that backpack right there. There's so many drivers still in there, so lots of room for a lot of racing. And then you've got your front runners as well, with Alice out ahead by 4 seconds now. And then Holmes has made a little bit of a gap on... Holmes has made lost a little bit of time to McNeil. My brain has stopped working for half a second. But that everyone's kind of holding in tight together, except for those three at the front who've managed to pull away a bit. And Ashton Reynolds already up to 21st after starting from the very back of a 39 grid. And car 11 just committed a murder. I would love to see that.
I'm sure our wonderful race director, Benjamin Hington, will be all over that. So a big thank you to Ben as well, providing these fantastic pictures that you are seeing as Ashton Reynolds decides, wow, that is bowled through there. Thinks better of it. I was a little worried there when he started to go too wide through Maggots and Beckett's. Not a place generally known as a passing opportunity. But he's right in the toe now, and he's going to see if he can pull a bit of an outside move at Stowe, which can be done. We've seen it before. As we've got a replay here. This already is giving me a little bit of cold shivers. Oh, that is a straight. Get out of the way. That is an elbow and a half. Oh, now the rejoin. Watch the rejoin. Oh, no. Oh dear.
Oh, jeez. If you
Oh,
want a
more bumping.
tutorial on how not to rejoin a track, that is right there how you don't rejoin a track. Please never do that.
That may come with a big stick.
It's I wonder if Reynolds is trying to show up Babsy here with the starting from last and trying to finish high up in the grid. I wonder if also, as it is a Merc, if he'll be going for the like pitting run. That'll be interesting to see.
Oh, yeah. Well, it will be definitely something to keep an eye on. As I was saying, though, yeah, the final sort of 10, 20 minutes, though, on one set of tyres, it'd be pretty ugly.
Yeah, no matter what they do, anyone who tries to go for really longer than the 70 minutes, because even at 70 minutes, your tires are gone. 60 minutes, maybe, but a lot of people will probably be relying on a tire change in this race, especially if they're holding up times like a 57. I don't really think that's possible without changing your tires.
Oh, no, we definitely got to see some drop off. Definitely. And of course, being a 90-minute race as well, we've got to think about the fatigue factor. 90 minutes is a long stint. Yes, they have a pit stop, but still a long time behind the wheel. So it is something to keep an eye on as we're looking at Dylan McDowell, currently in 13th in the Red Bull Racing Porsche. Oh, we've just got information from our very keen eye.
Not sure what just happened, but got information. I'm sure we'll find out what it is soon. But yeah, we're watching McDowell, and we're now back over to McLaughlin in a bit of a battle. Looks like a almost 5-car battle with Reynolds at the back of it. Probably just waiting to make the move with all these cars battling ahead, and all two McLarens fighting for position right now for 19th and 18th. I'm guessing that'd be Begg and Horsburgh. Oh, and that's a big slide from the Monster Energy McLaren. Grant Begg. Look at... Hold on. Did I miss Horsburgh going off the track or something? I feel like I missed something. Ashland, there is a lot of suspense, isn't there? Hello.
The elbows out here. There was a lot of bumping and grinding.
We're all waiting in suspense to find out what the information is, by the way.
Oh, I'm just going off what's in chat. He just said Cody said he tried the no stopper.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I see that. My bad. We all know what it is now. Conan said he'll try the no stopper, so there we go. We know at least one person who's trying the no stopper.
See, that's how you build tension right there. See that? Yeah, a little trick.
Nobody saw that coming at all.
Wilkie Appreciato currently in 22nd position.
Tell you what, a lot of these drivers will need to be looking out for, and it's something that I dealt with myself yesterday, is tire pressure loss. Because there is a lot of places that you cut on this track to make such good times, and a lot of drivers will be pushing the cars to their limits. Their tire pressure loss could be very, very, very big deal in the end.
That was the turquoise Porsche. They're running not the optimum line, and that's sort of put him in the pack here. Always get nervous when they're sort of 2-3 wide through this section of the circuit. It's not a place where you it's a bit one line. I'll tell you what, Reynolds, though, he's just storming his way through this field at the moment.
That 39th to, what is that now, 18th? Because I believe, yeah, so 39th to 18th is insane. That's a big gap to make up there. And we got a replay of Burton here.
Here's Burton on McCullough, and looks like he's got it done. A little bit of an elbow, but that looked relatively good for mine, so that was a nice move.
Yeah, as chat says, watch out for the pesky straights. The straights are dangerous. They're almost as dangerous as the turns, everybody, if you're on the wrong spot.
Yeah, definitely. Maggots and Beckett's, that's easy. Hanger straight, ooh, it's pretty tricky, that one. So we are on board with Athley Johnson at the moment, currently in 6th position. He's got Burton right behind him in that big bad Mustang. Just watch this. If you want to get a real good indication of how quick this Mustang is, this will show you. And yep, easy as you like. Just leans on him there through Stowe. Oh, look at this. Johnson, though, he's going to have a conversation about this. He's not going to make it easy. Unfortunately, though, he's going to be stuck on the outside. Oh, a little bit of a bump and grind, but that's okay. Oh, more than a little bit of a bump and grind. That was a huge elbow. Get out of the way. Watch the rejoin. Looks like it's all okay. They'll settle in their positions, hopefully, and just sort that out. But that's given Murphy a bit of a run in the background as well on McKellar. So this battle was kicking off for sure.
They're definitely fighting hard for their positions right now. With Burton, looks like he's going to take off right now. Car 28 with a 15-second penalty. That's Ashton Reynolds. Oh. So that's going to set his path back just a little bit for trying to catch up. And another penalty. The penalties are being laid out now. And that's, I believe, if I'm looking at it right, my eyes can't read it right now. That was our amateur leader who got a penalty there as well, I think.
Yep, so that was Muddle, who's, I believe, the 889. Yep, there he is on screen at the moment. So a penalty coming his way as well. So normally what happens in these races, the stewards get to work and then we see a big wave come through and it changes the complexion of the race entirely. I just want to give a shout out here to Murphy at the moment, currently in 8th position. He's just working his way through the field nicely here. Just kept his nose clean and he's almost waiting for errors and waiting for mistakes to come from the drivers around him, and he's just picking them off in the T-Cozy. Yes, I'm not a fan of the livery, but it is pretty cool in a way.
It's not the worst livery in the world. I mean, it definitely does what he wants it to do, which is, I think, just distract everybody.
And I've said it just reminds me of a T-Cozy that you don't used to have.
It's comforting sometimes.
It is. It's T-Cozy. Get a plate of ice Vovos and Monte Carlo biscuits. Beautiful.
Alice's penalty was for jumping the start on lap 1. It was that's what I believe we got.
And we're going to get ourselves a replay. No, we're not.
Oh, nope.
It is, pretty sure it was a jump start there for Ellis. Now, that gaps out to 5 seconds to McNeil. So, now, of course, with Ellis having a 10-second penalty, he will serve that in the pit stop when he does make his stop. So, really important here for Ellis to get the head down and see how much he can build that gap and see if he can sort of make that 10 seconds up on track.
Look, he's made a 5-second gap currently on McNeil, which is going to make it a lot easier of a job when it comes to the pitting. Also, depending on pit strategies as well, if he's going to take tyres, if he's going to just do a splash and dash, how it's going to go. There's got to be a lot of factors to how this race ends, and what we have right now might look very different to what it's going to look like at the end.
Oh, exactly. Couldn't agree more. Fluky. Whoa! Oh boy! Oh, we just caught to that replay. That is, wow. That's a murder. Really unfortunate there. That is the CrowdStrike Mercedes that has been sent to the Shadow Realm. Really unfortunate.
I think we've... Oh, yep, right.
Oh, and it's caused another... Oh, wow. That's caused absolute chaos.
I don't know what could have been done there after that. McLaren sideways, probably holding the brakes is the presuming thing, and then just having a whole row of cars behind you. Well, sideways you can't really do much, and it just turned into some type of accordion with all the cars banging into each other.
Some type of accordion.
That's a weird one. That is a good point out. Holmes is losing some time, almost now 2.5 seconds behind McNeil. I'm guessing they're just going to be playing a lot of tyre saving as well at the moment. So with the different strategies, it'll be them trying to probably keep their tyres alive. And Begg did teleport to pits, which means that didn't go too well. I'm wondering if he was involved in that big incident with the McLaren stuff.
Well, probably it could have been that. It could have been just a mistake. I'm sure we'll get the bottom of that story. Of course, as always with racing, there are stories to unpack at the end of the race, as we are looking at Murphy currently in 8th position. And with a few of these penalties, well, this is going to really mix the field up once all these drivers come in for their stops, as Ellis now is out to 5.9 seconds. So he has got the head down, and he is trying to build that gap. Here we go. Here is Begg at the moment. So, oh, no. Oh, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Maybe hardware failure? I'm thinking that's an option that could have happened because that was very... I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
This is very strange. But we move on. So this is currently watching Split Blue from the Simrigs.com Sprint Series. And of course, stick around after Split Blue. We will have the one and only Split Red as well. So plenty of racing action on a Thursday evening. And that's the only way to spend a Thursday evening, really, is sit back in your favourite chair, grab your favourite beverage and your favourite snack. Monte Carlos and Ice Bobos for the win. And watch some great racing action as we are watching here at the moment. That is Sean Bribblecombe, and that is ouch. That is now a Fiat, not a Ferrari.
Yeah. Very uncomfortable. But also, just a reminder, if you want, don't have to, but you can sign up for the Patreon as well. It does help support the boys running this online racing, Octane Online Racing. And you'll also get a discount over at simrigs.com. So if you do want to sign up for the Patreon, feel free to do so. The information is in the Discord.
And a big thank you does go to all our Patreons. We definitely couldn't go racing without you. So a huge thank you from us here in the commentary box. As we're looking at Garth Horsburgh at the moment in that McLaren F1 team inspired McLaren. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Currently in 21st position, Tosa McLaughlin in the Porsche, and he's got McLean just behind him at the moment. And it's actually a nice little battle brewing here. So 3 different manufacturers as well, which is what we love to see. And I tell you what, Horsburgh's looking a little racy here, and he's really going to attack here through Maggots and Beckett's. Thing is, the Porsche is really good through here as well. So these 3 cars are actually very good through Maggots and Beckett's. But Horsburgh just, I think he buggered up the line there because that is giving McLean a big sniff. McLean now is going to switch to the outside. Is he going to try and go for the outside move at Stowe? We've seen this done before, but he's ran it way too deep. There is no grip out there, and he's just going to have to think about that move, I think, a little bit better.
Maybe just a little bit better. Going wide, that happens. Brindlecombe had a little bit of an accident, which does tend to happen when you're battling people on the track at the moment. It shows why Split Blue does have a few incidents come in, because they do a lot of close racing. I don't know if you see this much. It reminds me of Red quite a bit with how close they get to each other. They're almost door to door some of the times as well, and right next to each other. I have to believe this is a replay.
This is Brindlecombe.
Yeah. Oh. That was. Yeah. I'm not. Did he hold it left? I don't know what happened there. That's all right. Yeah, and then there was a SG30 there for unsafe rejoin for the number 11, which was the car that came back onto the track and murdered the Mustang, was it, I believe?
I believe that was the incident. And SG30, the stewards did say at the start of the season, and they've said it for a little while now, that unsafe rejoins will come with a very severe invoice. So that's sort of what happened is we are looking here at Murphy at the moment, currently still rolling around in 8th position, doing a typical lunchy race here. Just head down, keeping it nice and neat and tidy, and just letting the race come to him.
I believe we're also getting our first few blue flags there as well. I'm not sure if we've had any before that yet, but that was the first one I've seen. But yeah, again, still great battle going on. That was very close, and the Ferrari dived out of that, which was a good option there. But these three are going to just continue to battle the whole. I think the whole race. Just how close they're keeping it with each other. As long as there's no incidents, they might be able to hold on. And that Ferrari's getting right up behind. That would be making me nervous, having Michelin getting that close to me right there.
Yeah, definitely.
You just never know. And the speed that they take around these turns as well. Any little wrong maneuver can send you into a bad position, especially with a car behind you not expecting it. I know people do lose focus on the fast turns and sometimes break. We have a replay here. Look how close they get. The Ferrari brakes putting in the work, and just that move to the left side probably did help out quite a bit. So very lucky to not have a big incident there.
Oh, see the flames out the back of the McLaren just then, though. Very nice.
Oh, look how close they get again. I just don't like it. And then there's the PlayStation Audi, which love seeing Audis go around the track. I know there's one in split red. I know there's one here. I believe there's one in yellow. I'm not sure about green though. But the Audi's out in force, having not a bad season. Just kind of sitting there, doing what they need to do. Heavily bopped on this track as well, due to an amazing time set by somebody for the bop. But yeah, so the Audis have a huge disadvantage this week with a lot of weight on them.
It's funny, actually, the Audi. It's sort of, I think about 2 years ago, it was really popular. Oh, Kieran Reid nearly did Audi things. Yeah, a couple of years ago, the Audi was super popular. Everyone loved driving it. But it's just, yeah, now, currently, at the moment, it's rare you'll see an Audi. It's almost like, oh, an Audi's out there. Oh, wow. And that's the way it rolls in ACC. It's sort of, there's cars that'll go through BOP and be popular, and they're not popular. Except the Porsche, that's timeless. So, looking back at these battles everywhere on the track at the moment. It's just hard to keep an eye on everything. Looking here at Jay Sweeney, currently in 23rd position. Oh, something happened in the background there.
That was not great for those two who collided behind Sweeney. I'm not sure who that was, so I'm guessing we'll get a replay of that soon. But Sweeney came out of that unscathed and will be probably happy with that little bit of room behind him now, as he does a little bit of a slide and hopefully doesn't do what I do around here, which is go off the track.
I get a feeling your incident's going to become a meme in OOR very soon.
Well, we've already had Lucas Keys make a little bit of a gif out of it, so... and there's the infamous spot. Hopefully gets off of there quicker.
All right, here's the incident here that we just saw in the background, and the Lambo. Oh, that is not the line and not a place to make a pass. Because as soon as you hit that sausage on the inside, you have absolutely no control over your car at all. Yeah, ouch. That's definitely not the place to make a move if you're going to hit that inside sausage.
It looked a little bit like the Lamborghini was trying to find a gap that really wasn't enough room for a full car to fit through there. And especially with the big sausage right there, you're just not going to make over it. And as someone who constantly goes flying due to sausage, okay, I'm going to stop now.
And moving on back with our leader, who's currently 7 seconds to the good over McNeil. So doing a really nice job of building that gap. And good question there from Race Control. Can Alice extend the gap to 10 seconds? I think he can, but then that gap has actually come down. It was at 7.8, so it's back down to 7 seconds. So maybe McNeil's thought, oh, you know what? I've got to get my skates on here and actually try and minimise this damage. Because McNeil's in the box seat here, but if that gap gets to over 10 seconds, things change very quickly. English. You know,
Oh, my bad. I think I put us on the wrong path now. Look at this. The McLaren coming up alongside the Nissan here of Lee. Oh, a little bit of contact, but that's expected when you're racing hard and close together, which does give the Nissan a bit of space to pull away. And I believe that is Lee in the Nissan. So Lee's going to pull a little bit away from Thistlewaite here. I do also, if I'm looking at the grid right, unless there's been another couple incidents I've missed, I believe some people have pitted.
We have had a couple of people. No, we've had a couple of people pop into the pit lane. So maybe they've had damage as well. So just sort of want to minimise that and just get the damage fixed and get back out there. So looking at Aaron Lee at the moment, currently they're in 14th position in that livery that would have taken him years to come up with. But for some reason, just a plain white GTR works. I don't know why, but it does.
But how do you come up with the idea? It's like, is it a certain white that you choose? Is it like, what do you choose to put on there with such a unique livery?
Well, that's right. Is it the beige? Is it the cream? Is it the bone? Is it the off-white? A lot of decisions need to be made. There's car 12, cops say stop go 30 for causing collision on lap 13. Ouch. But
I wonder if keeping it plain and without stickers keeps the weight down a bit more, meaning the car can go a little bit faster. Nissan needs that sometimes. Just sometimes.
Now, of course, Aaron did start from the back of the grid as well, so he's fought his way up. So massive drive so far. And we'll keep an eye on him as well. Can he do a bit of a babby and get up as high as 7th, I believe. Babby finished last night. So love seeing drivers start from the back of the grid and just fight their way through the field. It's very satisfying to do if you've got the pace to do it.
No, absolutely. And as someone who does love starting from the back in a lot of shorter races, because it's just a fun time being able to battle every car that you can. I feel like that's one of the funnest parts of these events is you verse so many different types of drivers, and you're just constantly, like almost always in a battle of some form, and especially in like a race like this where it's 90 minutes, you're in a battle almost against yourself to get your pit stop right, to get your gaps right, to make sure that you're in the right position to stay where you want to be. So you're always battling no matter what.
And that's exactly right. I mean, I always found, I'm not a hot lapper, but rush for being battles, being fights, and you're concentrating more. Just out there doing hot laps
I'd rather be side by side with a car and into a wall than hot lapping for an hour straight. So hot lapping is, and Murphy, I'm going to say, might, if that gained him any time, might get a little bit of a track warning there.
It's fine. You got 4 of them.
Yeah, just a couple. Okay, what are the default liveries for those without custom liveries? I'm going to still have the theory that it's just a choice.
A choice.
That's my theory. We know the truth, but that's my theory. But just look at the Porsches with the different liveries. The Porsches can look so different from each other. It's kind of insane. Like going from Chris Murphy's to the Red Bull one, they look almost like different cars. You'd be able to tell they're both Porsches, but they both look different, like a lot different. Just looking at it there,
yeah. Depending on the livery you have, it changes the shape of the car. the Red Bull Porsche looks longer in the nose. It's just looks like it's a little bit lower as well. Where Lunchy's Porsche it looks shorter. It looks like it's more boxed up. Really interesting. It's amazing what a livery can do to the same race car. I mean, I think it looks perfect, either livery. So,
and there is the choice right there. Choice not delivery, as Glenn said. But yeah, kind of reminds me of the Nissans used in the Gran Turismo movie. Very plain cars for the training scene. Sorry, thinking of that. Jamie Conboy in the pits right now. Be clearing his penalty and probably, I'm going to assume, changing tyres as we are hitting the 47-minute mark. So a lot of people will probably start pitting around this time. This is probably one of the better times to do it. You've still got a bit of time to catch up. You've still got the time to make up your pace. The tyres will be able to do their work. So yeah, we'll probably see a lot of people pitting around this point. I'll be interested to see if the leaders do.
Yeah, definitely. Guarantee you the JC would have changed tyres in the GTR, 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these people do that. You're scrubbing these tyres a lot, especially in these close battles that we're having so much. Everyone will be just pushing that car on the exits and getting those tyres just a little bit loose. As you see, this battle right here between these three, the Porsche, the Aston, and the Nissan, just showing the variety of cars that we have, and the plain liveries. I'm not sure what's on that front Aston, if it's just plain black and then the plain white. It's very... And then a Red Bull in the middle of it all. It's looking like a good battle, though, between the three. And they'll definitely all show their power here with the Nissan usually having a really great acceleration, and the Aston just being very versatile in almost every part, and then the Porsche just making up for its lack of speed with insane cornering ability.
And by that's been happening as well, McNeil and Holmes have popped into the pit lane, and so that's at 45 minutes. So they've basically gone half and half.
This could give Alice the gap he needs to be able to pit and come out still in first place as well, with a 15-second gap to Lele. But we all know that if he's going to pit, he's also going to change tyres and stuff as well. So he might need a bit of time, and that's the CrowdStrike car just driving off the track there.
Obviously, its operating system failed.
Yeah.
Couldn't help myself, sorry.
Every time. Well, it's it's better than being an Australian breakdancer in the Olympics, and still sitting on the side of the tracks, doing as much as that breakdancer did do, which is not really much for us. So. But yeah, this battle, it's a bit stretched out now. The Porsche making a little bit of ground on the Aston, keeping it close. It looks like the GTR might have just pulled back a little to give that room to let them battle and see. We've got Alice in the pits now, so we'll see if McNeil can perform an undercut here. And I do believe there's a chance with how with how little distance there is in between. If not, Alice might come out just in front of McNeil, meaning we'll get another close battle for the last 40 minutes of this race.
That's definitely what we want. We want a bit of a fight, and it's going to be really close between Ellis and McNeil here. I mean, this is right now. These next two laps are super important here for McNeil.
I'm still very interested in this CrowdStrike car sitting on the Stowe corner, just chilling there. Maybe getting some nice photos while he's out there.
Yeah, we're not too sure what's happening, but I can guarantee that the race director and the stewards won't look on that too kindly. So there we go. It's moved across to the pit lane as McNeil now. Now, where is Ellis?
Ellis is out, but he's got an SG30, which means he's sweat in the
pits.
We go.
Oh, no, he has two. Oh, dear. Oh, no, that's massive drama. So
that's heartbreaking for Ellis.
So he already had that 10-second penalty, which he had to serve in the pit stop. And now he's copped an SG30. Oh, dear.
I'm trying to figure out. I wonder if it came from entrance or exit because I wonder if he was just. It's
And here we
entrance.
go.
Yeah.
Entrance.
That corner does get you with the pit entry. You just don't see it coming, and then all of a sudden the sign's right there telling you need to slow down, and I feel like it can catch you off guard, even if you know that pit entry off by heart.
Now, I don't want to be the old guy, yeah. But I am going to be the old guy. Why does everyone take pit entries like they're racing on the last lap? Like, just back it off a little bit. Just take it easy.
I myself, especially after my SG30 myself on yesterday, I backed off quite hard. I was slow to 50 way before. That's another penalty on the race for car 79, who is somewhere on the grid. I'm very great at figuring out who's who.
Like, I know, it's just one of those things. I'd rather, lose half a second or a second on pit entry than cop an SG30.
100%. Like, it's not. It's in my opinion, it's not worth that little gap that's there from that half a second that you could lose from just slowing down a little bit before and getting your timings right. That SG30 just does so much damage to you.
I think the other thing as well is you can always tell who's practiced pit entries and who hasn't. The ones that practice it, I find, never ever get a speeding in the pit lane. They never crash near the pit lane or anything like that. They're always very precise. As Alice comes in to serve his SG30, oh, that's cruel.
I'm wondering if we will see Alice gain time, gain back position. Sorry, after that 30 seconds in the pits. That's plus obviously the entrance and exit. That's just a long time to be in the pits.
What that has done is given McNeil a bit of a free kick here. And this is going to have some big championship implications as well. So, because it does depend on how far Alice drops down the order. And that may hand McNeil the championship lead. So, just as we thought this championship was a bit of a one-horse race, it has been absolutely turned on its head, which is, as a commentator, it's what we want. We want a bit of spice and a bit of action, as we are on board with McCullough at the moment, who's got Mr. Conboy right behind him. And Conboy looks very racy in the Pixel Racer GTR.
Conboy doing some interesting stuff. He dropped back down to 20th. I believe he came out of the pits in 18th. That's what someone in the chat said. Kumar in the chat said that he dropped down, that he was in 18th when he came out of the pits. Dropped down past 20th and then has made up that distance very quickly, now into 14th, and really, really wanting that position and pushing hard. And we've got another battle as well with McLaughlin and is that Burton trying to battle it out as well, coming down to the Brooklands, I believe they are.
Very good. Yep, perfect.
I'm learning the track slowly. We got this.
As JC now throws it up the inside. Lovely move. Got that done beautifully. Textbook. It's always nice when you see a nice textbook move like that. And now puts the power down on the GTR and says, I am out of here.
But it shows you why it's a textbook move as well, by the way, because it works. And that's why everyone does them. If it works well, it works well.
So having a look there. So Alice has dropped down to 19th position after that SG30. So he has got a lot of work to do. And, of course, Silverstone, while it's a fantastic racing circuit and it's got some amazing passing opportunities, it's not easy. You've really got to work at it. Here is McNeil, though, who is going to be our default race leader. Well, I say that, but it does depend on what these drivers up front do. So, again, something else we'll keep an eye on. It is Walsh leading the way at the moment, who's got a 9-second lead over Muddle, and Thistlewaite there in third position. Here is Alex Walsh in the Cadbury Racing favourites. Do you have a favourite? Do you have a favourite? favourite.
Of course, I have a favorite. The little caramello ones.
Oh,
I like,
yes, yes.
I like my caramel, so they're always my favorite. Though there are a few favorites I'd get rid of out of the box. So,
Turkish Delight.
yep, exactly. That one can be gone from the first day. I don't understand how that's a favorite, but it needs to go.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't agree more. I'm a... Oh, race control. Turkish Delight is the best.
That is controversial.
That is very controversial. I'm a Cadbury Dream Man. I like white chocolate. So.
Yeah, can't go wrong with a little bit of white chocolate. So,
And before anyone adds me in chat, I know it's not chocolate. Back here with looking at Johnson and Murphy at the moment, currently fighting for 10th position on the track. And McLaughlin just in front as well. So a bit of a... Yeah, poor Aston's in a bit of a Porsche sandwich at the moment. Oh, as Johnson closes right up to the back of McLaughlin there. Through Cops, and now as I head into Maggots and Beckett's.
you can see the Aston showing himself on the just before the turn, trying to just show himself in the mirrors of that Porsche and probably put a little bit of fear into him. Murphy's also running like a really great race, very clean and very consistent. So that seems to be working. The Aston just showing how it can get right up alongside the Porsche, and we'll see if the pass does work.
Oh,
it does by quite a lot.
That was easy as you like. Murphy, he's thinking about it. He shows the nose, still thinking about it. No, thinks better of it. Oh, he's going to try the over and under here. Gets that done. That's a lovely move as well. Now as I head up side by side towards Abbey, this is a corner you do not want to go side by side through. And McLaughlin thinks better of it and lives to fight another day.
Yeah, that was great from Murphy there, just pushing and trying to get that position and keep it. And yeah, now you've got JC coming up as well to put the pressure back on McLaughlin, and it's going to keep going. And JC just making the move, but not getting it because of those sausages just slowing him down too much.
As they come through Looped his Loop, heading down now towards Brooklands.
Great name for a straight, Looped his Loop. I love when a straight, when a loop isn't a loop, it's a straight.
Get the feeling JC is going to get this done as quickly as possible. Oh, he's going to try a Cop's corner. Oh, okay. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton style, if you don't mind. Oh, that's very close as well. Oh, but good move. Got it done. Oof.
That was very close. I agree with Payne in the chat. 15-second penalty to race control for liking Turkish Delight. That is, I agree.
15 seconds is not harsh enough.
Stop, go 30?
Oh,
no, disqualification.
Minimum. Yep. Come back next week.
You've got a qualifying ban next week as well, race control.
As we're on board with Convoy at the moment, looking back at McLaughlin, who's got McCullough right behind him as well. So McLaughlin's just dropping positions here. Not too sure if he didn't take tyres, but car looks like it's just lacking grip at the moment. Be interesting to see whether he's pitted or he hasn't taken tyres, but definitely just doesn't have the grip. You can just see it's sliding a little bit. It's really lacking in corner speed. Look at McCullough through Abbey. Not close enough probably for a move though. It's going to have to come from a long way back. Thinks better of it. Tucks in, and as the 420, I believe, is that's it. Where's that? That's at Stowe. So that's a yellow out on track.
Another one at Stowe. Stowe seems to be not a great corner for tonight. I think we've had like 3 cars go off there so far. So not the greatest spot tonight. But yeah, tonight's been interesting for the racing as well, and a lot of strategies we still haven't been played out, and we're still looking at a very, very interchangeable ending, I guess you could say. It's It's going to be interesting.
Oh, no.
And
oh, wow.
that is not good.
That's something.
I don't even know what to say there. That's, yeah.
That is, wow. Might need to see an onboard of that, but that didn't look good at all. So we are on board here with McCullough at the moment, looking at McLaughlin. The Ferrari gets a beautiful run through Maggots and Beckett's here. Is it close enough, though, to make a move? Oh, probably not.
No, definitely not at this point. The Ferrari, though, could make a move coming out of this over into whatever these turns are, because I cannot remember the name. Oh, and here we go. Oh. Yeah, that did not look great. Who was the Porsche there? Was that
So that was Ellis. That was Ellis.
It was, okay.
Yep.
So that would slow Ellis down a bit more, which means that he might have to pit again after a crash like that as well. So I don't know if we can expect much of a comeback from Ellis now.
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
I don't know though. There is every chance currently the leader of the standings. There's always the chance that he can, but don't want to call for it just in case he all of a sudden pulls off some amazing move and flies to the front.
Back on board with Ashley Johnson here, currently in ninth. Nice drive from Johnson. This is kind of what we've come to expect from Ashley. He's a very clean operator. As Alex Walsh serves his stop, gets a fresh set of boots. As McKellar now really working on the back of McLaughlin here. Still hasn't got past. So McLaughlin's doing his best defending here. I always get nervous when that happens.
Yeah, when they get side by side coming into this, yeah, what a great spot, especially coming into the Maggots and Beckett's. It's really not a great place to go side by side. I do want to mention, even though he hasn't pitted, Ashton Reynolds in first, from last to first, but he hasn't pitted, and he does have a 15-second penalty, so don't know how he's going to hold out with it, but very interesting. And then McNeil, currently in third, but I believe Thistlewaite also hasn't pitted yet, so very much expecting the grid to not change much, except for Alice being down a bit further back.
That's a huge job by Thistlewaite there, not to pit as well, because the McLaren, those tyres will be feeling pretty second-hand. So, huge job. Should jump a few positions there. As we're looking back here at McLaughlin, who is doing a great job. So, he did lose a few positions there to Johnson Murphy and Conboy. But as soon as Michaela's got up to the back of him, it's almost like the tyres may have come warmed up and the pressures are now back right, because he's doing a great defending job here. But McKellar's got a big run as a head down the hanger straight. But again, just placing the car absolutely beautifully. There is no room to pass. This is a really good job of defending here. Really good example of how to defend cleanly as well. It's just, you've just got to put the car in the right spot. Just make it that half a metre wider, and very difficult to pass.
Yeah, 100%. And been some good racing tonight as well. Lots of cars being able to make it through without much death, and everyone seems to be trying their best to keep it clean, which is exactly what we want to see. And it looks like the Ferrari of McCullough wants to really make that move, just showing himself in the mirrors of that Porsche. But will he be able to make it after this straight, after the Maggots and Beckett's?
McLaughlin got a bit of a slow run here, and that's given McCullough a big sniff. He's going to go to the inside. He is going to go to the inside. There is an overlap, so he's going to send it up the inside. Oh, breaks it nice and late. There is a little bit of a swap there, but controls it beautifully, and McCullough gets the job done. So a fantastic move. That's now moved him up in the 10th position. Always nice to be in the top 10 in this split.
And very, very clean racing there as well. And Murphy sitting in 8th, which is a really good position. And as I said earlier, holding a very clean race right now. Not going to try and curse him with that, but he's holding a very good line, and it seems his pace has been on point pretty much the whole race from what I've seen.
As we're jumping on board. Oh, JC. Oh, wow.
Doing his usual antics of drifting the track. We aren't at Suzuka anymore. It's no longer the drift track.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's at over 200 kilometres an hour through Abbey. So some lovely bit of car control there from JC. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes.
And that's why we appreciate that's why we appreciate the cameraman of Hignett doing amazing camera work right there to get the greatest view of the drift we could.
Back here with Murphy at the moment, who's actually JC is keeping an eye on that gap as well. It's at 1.9 seconds. So we'll just keep it one eye on that gap and see if JC can close it up a little bit. Or you thought, you know what, bugger it, put the cue on the rack and get a bit of sideways action. So with 26 minutes to go, we'll just quickly run through the field. So it is Reynolds up the front, currently in first position, but is carrying a 15-second invoice and I believe has not stopped yet. McNeil in second position, our default race leader at the moment. Thistlewaite currently in third and has not stopped yet, I believe. Josh Holm currently in fourth position and doing a fantastic job and big points haul. Lele currently in fifth, awesome job, top Pro-Am driver. Burton currently there in sixth position, again a very solid driver in the big brown Mustang. Johnson currently in seventh position, again really nice driver and currently my driver of the day. Murphy there in eighth position. Ninth will be Conboy in the big bad purple people eater. Oh, we'll scrap that because we've got a bit of action here. So this looks like is McLaughlin, Boxhill, and that is Lee, I believe, at the moment as well. So it is all kicked off here. It looks like everyone has sorted themselves out, but that looked a little clumsy there early on when they're 3 or 4 wide.
And look at Lee there, just showing the Nissan being able to push on that inside there, get in front of the Porsche. McLaughlin losing another place right there. And I believe that Boxer will be also chasing for a position as well, which means that it's going to be some interesting battles here in the to make it into the top 10, as the Mustang goes for a little bit of a move but isn't able to pull it off. They're leaving a little bit of a gap now, but that Mustang should, after Maggots and Beckett's here, be able to show its true speed and power that it has, especially coming behind a Porsche.
Definitely. As I head down now, Hangar Straight, of course, named after 2 aircraft that used to sit on Hangar Straight. As the Mustang now, look at this. This is raw, brute power. And thank you very much. Can even hold it around the outside, not on the racing line, and still get it done. That Mustang is absolutely ridiculous, but a really fun car to drive.
But McLaughlin's not wanting to give up that position that easily, and he's going to hold it in front of the Mustang. That is a very interesting ending to that battle right there. Obviously, the battle will continue, but that part of it just ended more in a way that I didn't expect, at least, with the Mustang coming out behind the Porsche. That was interesting right there.
That was actually just good racing there. So right there showed the example of the Mustang strengths and the Porsche's strengths. So the Mustang, of course, we know it's got more horsepower than a V2 rocket.
You can see that.
But mid-corner, not the strongest, where the Porsche is feels like it's got a boat anchor attached to it in a straight line, but through the mid corner, it is absolute a peach. And I guess that's again, I say it every time I commentate, but it is the one thing I do love about GT3 racing is just the different styles of car, their strengths and weaknesses, makes it why it's such a popular racing series around the world. And we're still with this battle because Boxy is looking very racy. And I'll tell you what, the Cadbury favourites Ferrari is like, right, I have had enough of this, and goes, yep, I'll be taking some of that. Oh, through Maggots. Beckett's trying around the outside. That is brave. Is he going to get that done? He's just got to break it nice and late here for Beckett's. But Boxy holds it around the outside in the Mustang and now gets to the straight and should be okay. But that was what an exchange.
I think Walsh there has been waiting to make a move and just saw the opportunity come around. He's been waiting for these two to kind of battle it out and see if he can try to make those positions. But I think he's had enough of waiting. That patience is probably worn a bit thin. And he's going to go for another move here on the Ford, but leaves it open for the Ford to dive in and block the attempt.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing with the Ford as well, the Mustang. You've just literally got to park it on the apex, and it's pretty much impossible to pass. One, because it's so wide, but two, because it's got a ridiculous amount of horsepower. As soon as it gets to a straight, it can just pull away. So, yeah, Walsh is going to have to get a little bit creative here if he wants to get past that Pixel Racer Mustang. Tell you what, though, just looking at these two liveries, this is a feast for the eyes. As they come through loop-de-loop.
Greatest spot on the track. My personal favourite as a driver who drove on that part. But still, the Ferrari of Walsh just trying to get around it. And we've got a replay here of Thistleway and Lele. I believe this is through loop-de-loop again. Coming down. That was a nice pass, a very clean pass from Lele. It looked like Thistleway just left too much room on the inside there and gave him the chance to just push right through. And the Mustang, the Ferrari's gone wide and onto the grass, meaning the Mustang's now got a bit of distance from the Ferrari and will be able to push back up onto the Porsche again unless Walsh can make some space up. And
yeah,
it does. Sorry, yep.
No, sorry about that. I got an important text message, so I was trying to do two things at once. It's never good. So we're on board here with Walsh in the front. Oh, yeah, that's not the line through Maggots and Beckett's. But that's okay. You just, it happens to all of us.
Yeah, definitely does. And we've got the battle up here as well with McNeil has now caught Reynolds. And we'll be trying to gain that first position back. I'm still interested to see what Reynolds' strategy is for pits, if he will, or if he'll just race out for the last 19 minutes of this race and try to hold on for the somewhat top 10 with the 10-second penalty. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, if he does this whole 90 minutes without stopping, even with the 15-second penalty, that's close to driver of the day material. I mean, that's a huge effort.
From last to top 10 is insane to me. From last to top 10, yeah. Anyone doing that is a pro driver.
It's hard to keep an eye on what we look because we've got a battle for the race lead on camera 2, but on camera 1, we've got this absolutely amazing battle between McLaughlin, Boxall, and Walsh. And again, just Walsh is so good through Abbey. I've just been watching the last couple laps. He is mega through Abbey. Can carry so much corner speed. Oh, Boxy, that's not the line. That is definitely not the line.
And he has lost a position to the Ferrari, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue with the power of the Mustang. Just probably going to just push it really hard and be able to get past that Ferrari again.
And that was Cops they went through, not Abby. Get your corners right, Sean, you idiot. As they're heading off down now towards Stowe. And I believe, is that Muddle? No. Is that McDowell behind? It is McDowell.
Mm.
Wow, so this is our four-way fight.
Ooh, and then it's getting more interesting. I didn't think there was a way it could, but with Walsh now pushing up on McLaughlin and McDowell, this adds 2 Porsches to this 4-way battle. And yeah, they'll be pushing hard to try to make it through. And that Mustang right in the middle of it all, it's not going to be able to probably use its full power with 2 cars in front of it. A pass will be very difficult to make unless a mistake is made at this point.
Look at that. 4 different lines. I love it.
But it shows you why this track is so good for racing as well, the fact that they can take that many different lines and still stay right on top of each other.
Oh, it is. Look, no doubt about it. I've said this a couple of times. It is the best racing track in ACC. No doubt about it. It's a fantastic track to race on. It's a pretty good lap to actually hot lap on as well. But racing on it, it's a lot of fun. As look at this, as McDowell goes, I'm going to try and set it up the inside. And I think he's got this done. That was a lovely one. As I head down now into Cops. Brakes late, turns it in. The Porsche goes corner speed and says, thank you very much.
Yep, as Stander said in the chat, Convoy is right up behind Murphy, trying to get that pass on the Porsche there. Interesting to see how Nissan deals with the Porsches. But the Mustang now falling a little, yeah, I'd assume so. And yeah, there's so much action on the field today. It's really fun to watch.
It is. Sometimes you get worried with a 90-minute race. You're thinking, it's going to spread out and it's not going to be a lot of racing action. But this race has been absolutely fantastic. Action everywhere as we're looking at camera 2 at the moment. So that is Convoy on the back of Murphy. But Murphy's not going to just open the door and go, come on through, sir, please. He's going to make it very difficult, especially with 15 minutes to go. It's there at the moment. Walsh again, carrying so much corner speed. But look at McDowell. I tell you what, McDowell's out of these 4, McDowell's the raciest one at the moment.
Yeah, he is just trying to make those moves very quickly. 100%, just trying to get through, and he's side by side with Walsh right now, and going on the inside of that corner.
That's a brilliant move. He set that up right back at the start of Village. That's a fantastic move there from McDowell. But I tell you what, Walsh is going to absolutely fight for this, but he's going to leave himself open the Boxall here. Now, can Boxall get that nose in and unleash the horsepower? He just ran a little bit wide there, so that's going to compromise his exit. As Convoy does get the job done on Murphy. I think Murphy made that a little bit easy and just sort of said, you know what, not my fight. But back to this battle on the main screen, because this is absolutely fantastic racing. So McDowell was 4th in this queue and has now absolutely made his way through. Walsh just clips a little bit of the grass there. So that's going to compromise his exit. I think Boxy's tyres might be feeling a bit second-hand because he's just dropping off the back a little bit.
Oh, and we got a replay of JC going to pass Murphy. Murphy, yep, you can see exactly what just happened there. Went off the track, and then I'm assuming almost just gave the position to Convoy out of probably being a little bit nice, because going off the track there is not really what you want to do.
And we just saw there, McLaughlin's ran wide, so that's allowed now Boxall to get past.
Yeah, and you've got now, is that, McLaughlin at the back there? Am I looking at the right? Yeah. Yeah. I know what I'm looking at. I'm sorry, the leaderboard's just got me confused because everyone's in the wrong position there, but here's a replay. Oh, okay, a little tap there between Walsh and McLaughlin, which has allowed Boxall to get there. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that now. I wouldn't be too happy with that.
Very easy to do, and of course, ACC's collision physics do some funky things from time to time. But I think that might have rattled McLaughlin a little bit because he's dropped right off now. So unless he might be carrying a bit of damage or the tyres might be absolutely cooked. So hopefully, though, he can settle the car down, bring the tyres back, and hopefully jump back on the back.
And we're also seeing our AM leader like right behind.
That is Muddle.
Is that Muddle? It is, yeah? Yeah.
No,
it's not. Who is that?
That is a question that I don't have the answer to.
I am not sure who that is. Oh, and we've got a inside view of the Red Bull pool. Doing a nice little drift. I think just trying to show up JC a little bit.
That's the natural stance of the Porsche.
Oh, okay. Yep.
If you're not comfortable with opposite lock and sliding, don't drive the Porsche.
That's fair enough.
That's not optimal though. So it happened again. The back end stepped out, but this time it really bit.
Yeah, that did not work out well. If you wanted to know about optimal lines, you should not listen to me. So I'm going to leave that to you.
Here we are on board again. And yeah, good save though. Definitely good save. There could have been a lot worse, but yeah, if you don't catch it quick enough, the Porsche bites very hard. Back here with McLaughlin as he just slides it through there, no problem.
And I believe, I don't know if I'm right, but it looks like McNeil has taken the lead. Oh, no, still behind. Sorry, the track map is tricking me with McNeil having the triangle. So I got a little bit confused there. But this battle's still at the front, still close. I wonder if McNeil is just going to wait it out and not try to make any crazy moves to just, there's a 15-second penalty, and he'll pretty much have a secured win if he just stays behind Reynolds.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think McNeil's like, you know what? I don't need to fight for this. I don't need to force any sort of moves or anything. Just got to keep it neat and tidy, and I will get this victory. Now, want to check in on our championship leader at the moment because he's currently down in 17th, and McNeil is looking like he's going to take this race victory. So this is going to turn the championship on its head because Holmes is in 4th position in the champ. Oh, that's a very second. Oh dear, that's a sad sight to see.
That's not a good look. Not a good look at all for the Porsche. I will say that if there was any track this season for a 90-minute race, I think Silverstone was probably the perfect track for it. It's just such a good track for this type of racing, and it's going really well.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. It's a fantastic circuit for a 90-minute race, definitely. Of course, the next round we are off to the French car park. Probably the most boring track to hot lap in all of ACC, but a fantastic circuit to race on. So while all the drivers are probably really not enjoying practicing, as we've got ourselves a replay here, it's just a nice clean move up the inside. It looks pretty textbook, and I think it was, as Walsh now is getting really racy on the back of Thistleweight here. So this battle between Walsh, Boxall, McDowell, McLaughlin has been fantastic to watch. They've exchanged positions everywhere, and they've thought, you know what, let's get Thistleweight involved in this as well. Oh, he's going to try and go over the inside. Thistleweight uses the extreme line, but then sets him up beautifully for Walker. But he's going to try and go in the outside. Walsh, no, surely not. He's going to do that. Oh, that was a fair effort. He gave that a red hot crack.
Thistleweight obviously trying to close that door and block Walsh from making a move like that again, because that was dangerous for Thistleweight there, almost losing a position. And he runs it almost, I'd say, perfectly on the line. And they're coming into Maggots and Beckett's, and it's too wide for the Porsche and the Mustang, with the Porsche showing its turning and its corner speed that it can do, and it's going to be able to hold ahead. And that was not the line for the Ferrari there, going off onto the grass, but still being able to hold it up. He's going to make his way on the inside here.
Here we go. So Walsh is up the inside. Now McDowell's going to try and hang it around the outside and then have the optimal line in here. Now we know the Porsche's got mega brakes, but all Walsh has to do is just tuck it in and he'll have the optimum position. Gets that done. Holds the position nicely as they head off towards Abbey now. But that's given Thistlethwaite a bit of a break. And look at Boxall in the background in the Mustang. So if I'm Boxall here, I just want to absolutely nail the loop section as we've got ourselves a replay of Boxall. Yep. I thought he's like, you know what? I'm just going to back out of that.
Well, the smartest decision you can make at that point.
Now, this is where Boxall's got to be absolutely inch per... He's just lost too much ground. If he can keep it close through the loop section, he'll be able to make a move because he's got the power. But he's just too far behind again. Oh, Walsh runs it super wide and super deep. That's opened the door here for McDowell. McDowell's going to try and run it around the outside of Luffield and Woodcote. There's a slight touch. And that's forced McDowell wide. He's going to try and bring it back under the inside. He's in the toe now. Is he going to do a Verstappen versus Hamilton? He then pulls to the outside. He's going to... Oh, he thought about it again. And all the while, what this is doing is allowing Boxall to close back up. Now they're heading down towards Beckett's and Beckett's. Oh, fantastic racing by all three drivers here. This is absolutely stunning to watch.
Yeah, 100%. This is beautiful to watch. And then also, just for the people who are looking and seeing Reynolds still at the front, the Merc is the only car that can, I believe the only car that can do a full 90-minute stint at this track without needing to stop. And Reynolds has really kept up his pace for a whole 90 minutes with no tires, nothing. So doing very well at the front there. Yeah, that definitely, I'm going to say, is my driver of the day just now. Even with the 15-second penalty to come out that far ahead, well, not that far ahead, but up at first from last with a great race like that. Yeah, that's a good race.
Now, I don't like to play what ifs, but what if he didn't have that 15-second penalty?
I guess we'll never know.
Here we go. So back with this fascinating battle. Thistlethwaite ran it nice and deep, but unfortunately, and Walsh tried to run around the outside as they come through the loop now. Side by side, heading down towards Luffield and Brooklands. Oh, Walsh breaks it nice and deep. Thistlethwaite's going to try, has the inside line now. He's got to cover this off. He does nicely. But he runs it a little too wide. Again, that's what... Oh, no! There's been a touch. Oh, dear, drama. Oh, just when we thought it was all going to be nice and clean, it's been a little touch, unfortunately. But well done to Thistlethwaite for holding on to that. But that's a real shame.
Yeah, real shame right there for Thistlethwaite. Not what you want, especially in the last 4 minutes of the race coming now. Thistlethwaite will be now just fighting to get back and push past Walsh if he can. They're almost fighting for very, very close to fighting for top 10. But it looks like this would be really a battle for the 11th position right now.
Certainly. Just a quick shout out too to Mr. Aaron Lee, who is in the 10. Again, another one starting from the back of the field. So that's a great drive. As we're looking here at McDowell at the moment, he's thought about the move there on Thistlethwaite. And Box is just sitting there waiting to pounce. So here you go. McDowell's got a really nice run here. And should be able to hold it. So, slight touch now as they're heading off towards Abbey. should get this done, but no, Thistlewaite says, I'm just going to hold it around the outside if you don't mind. Lovely bit of driving.
Oop.
We've got ourselves a replay. Oh, no, we don't.
That was interesting. Reynolds has just got a... Oh, it looks like McNeil did make the pass on Reynolds, by the way. I don't know if we did say that, but McNeil has made the pass on Reynolds, and which looks like, unless McNeil manages to... Oh, the Porsche losing a little bit of it, and the Thistlewaite and Walsh, or is that the Porsche we're saying? Oh, it's Thistlewaite. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. My brain is not comprehending.
This is live action, though. We are back live. So this is Thistlewaite and McDowell with Boxall just behind. 2 minutes remaining as well. So this is going to go right to the flag. It just depends on who can hold on here. Who's going to break first? Who's going to make that slight mistake? As car 113 will have a 10-second penalty. And I believe that is Walsh. So that'll be for that little boop there on Thistlewaite. So this will now be a fight for 11th position. Thistlewaite's got a bit of a gap here at the moment. I love that line he takes. Super wide and then turns it in really late. As we've got a replay of the change for the race lead.
Which is, McNeil overtaking Reynolds. It looks like they've kind of just left each other the room. I think Reynolds knows that he's really not got much left. Those tyres would be almost certainly dead by now, and the fuel will be running low, so Reynolds would be wanting to just fuel save as much as possible at the moment and just get it across the line. As you can see, he is dropping positions. He's now down into 4th, so yeah, he's very much just trying to make it to the end of the race.
Survival now, very much so. Is back with his fascinating fight here as we jump on board with Paul Boxall in the Pixel Racer Mustang. And you can just see up front, McDowell and Thistlewaite are absolutely throwing haymakers at each other here. This is UFC style. Now watch McDowell. He'll break it super deep, try and hold a nice tight line. But Thistlewaite has that ability to hold it around the outside and then tuck it nice and neat here for Luffield. And then punch it out and make sure he just gets enough drive and builds enough gap where that Porsche has just got no chance to pass whatsoever. And all the while, Boxall was sitting in the back here and just waiting.
But FYI, the car number 64 has done a no-stop race as well, which is a Porsche of McLaughlin has done a no-stop race as well.
No.
Surely not. I don't think a Porsche could make it there. Yep, someone does. I agree with that. Someone needs to weigh the Merc to make sure it meets the minimum. Yep, 100%. That seems right.
Here we go. Back with his... there's only 3 wide into Stowe. Unbelievable. Slight little touch there from McDowell on Thistlewaite. So Boxall has come back into this battle, but our race winner is Austin McNeil. We'll take the checkered flag. Oh, McDowell runs a little wide. That's going to give Boxall a bit of an opportunity.
And they're racing down to the last second. They are all going to push very hard in these last few corners. As you see them just take it. The different lines once again. And everyone's setting up for different turns to try to make the passes they can on. And you can see that Thistlewaite is just trying to make as much gap as he can as well, coming around the loop. Look at...
I think Thistlewaite's done enough here.
And there's the number 64 car, who is also apparently doing a no-stop run, which is insane to see a Porsche do it. I didn't think that was possible here.
Well, if you run map 2 on the Porsche, it can definitely sip fuel. But Thistlewaite looking really good. Just keeps it nice and tight. He's just got to punch it out of here, and he will take this position. It's been a great drive and a fantastic show of really class driving and defending here. But Thistlewaite will take 12th position. 13th will be McDowell. But yeah, what a race that was. That was fascinating all the way as well. So yeah, we really didn't get a breath, did we?
I don't think we did. There was always action on the screen, which was great to see. And as you can see, people doing their little style donuts. And there's our race winner, burning some rubber after the finish line. McNeil in first. That is a great race. And Holmes in second. That's going to change up the standings a little bit, I believe, putting Alice maybe down a couple positions.
Yeah, it certainly will. So there was a, 21 points gap between Ellis and McNeil in the championship, and Holmes there in fourth. Yeah, it's definitely going to do some changes. Convoy there was in sixth position in the championship. So there is going to be a lot of changes as we have a look at our race results. So it is McNeil, Holmes, Lele, Burton, Convoy, Johnson, Murphy, McKellar, Reynolds, and Lee are your 10. Silver class, McNeil, Convoy, Johnson, McKellar, and Lee, but I'm not going to take much notice of that. Pro-Am, Lele, Burton, Boxall, McLaughlin, and McLean. And our Am class, it is Muddle, Williams, Kung, and Stratford. And that is Split Blue, Simrigs.com, OOR Sprint Series from Silverstone, run and done.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have good luck with Split Red, I'd say. Hopefully they're going to be just as interesting.
No, Split Red will be calm. There'll be nothing. It'll be a boring race.
Yes, of course. Well, I'll pass it off to you guys, and you guys have a great time.
Thank you, Luty. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
As we pop along to the track now to Split Red, they're just finishing their qualifying. It is Shady Samuel leading the way from Sang and Sonikai, John and Jean-Pierre. As joining me in the box is the one and only Jamie Convoy. Hello, good sir.
How are you? Just let me fix my push to talk. Looks like it's on the wrong thingo. What an enjoyable race Blue was. Not sure if it was any good to watch, but crikey, it was good fun to race in.
It certainly had a lot of action, that's for sure.
Yeah, I did hear a lot of numbers being called. Another night with no safety car for Split Blue, but that's about all the positives there were. The stewards were very busy, I think, including myself. Unfortunately, I got myself another penalty, so I'll have to reach out to old mate Burton and apologise for that one. But yeah, there's plenty of numbers being called. A couple of stop-go 30s, I think, for collisions. That's pretty heavy-handed. There must have been some really nasty stuff going on.
Definitely some nasty stuff, and also a couple of unsafe rejoins as well, which is never good to see. But look at the gaps. I was just having a look here. Split Red at the moment. So there is sweet bugger all.
Oh, goodness me. It sounds like you've got some friends in the background. Look, you know what? Go and sort that out, my friend. Feel free to go and sort that stuff out. We'll have a look at what's going on here in Split Red. A 57-1 up here from Samuel, by the way. Hello, Shady. That's very nice in the Ford. And then you got Sang as well. He's only 0.04 of a second away. We've got 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session as well. I'm currently on board with Sang as he tries to track down that last 10th or so. Everyone's still out there on track. No one in the pits. So everyone trying to find the grip on these last couple of laps. But that is some seriously wicked pace. Page also under a 10th away. And Johnson Eckes is only 2/10 off. So these boys are absolutely cooking tonight. We did see a 56 last night in Split Green, I want to say. Fadley Rackmat. No, it might have been yellow, but anyway, Fadley Rackmat managed to pinch a 56. That's just properly cooking, is it not? But, okay, Sang's going to line up for one more here, which, of course, is a good idea. Just really open up that last corner and get a good as run as you can. Unfortunately, you don't get to really use it, honestly. Because here you go, start, finish straight, and it's not really long enough. He's going to gain maybe 200ths when he gets to turn one, but it's not really much that you gain. But anyway, he's gone and made it work, and he's held on to it all the way through turn one. Picks up a 10th. That's all he's going to need for pole. So if he's got time elsewhere as well, could really be stamping his authority on this session. Nice smooth run through Maggots and Beckett's there, but just lost a little bit. Didn't quite carry the speed that he had on his personal best. Still up on the Delta, but he's going to need a little more than 200ths of a second if he's going to take this pole position. That's John Pierre Senecas. Peach is in the pit lane, so he's put the Q in the rack. He's not going to improve. But his very handsome brother John Senecas is still out on track in that Ford and looking to pinch pole. Austin McNeil, 2 in a row, by the way, in Split Blue. Currently leading the championship in Split Blue as well, and has now extended that lead with a second win in a row. Austin McNeil has gone from... Oh, that's not the line. No. So Chris saying that's not the line, good sir. He's had enough of that one. He pulls it off. Shady Samuel is just hanging on to his Delta here. He's not improving, but he's not losing time either. But he'll be happy seeing that Sang has put it in the pit lane, because now his only threat is John Senecas, who is 2/10 back. So we could be seeing Shady Samuel starting on pole here in Silverstone. I'll have to go and pull up YouTube chat, and I'll have to go and pull up the leaderboard for Split Red, because that'll be very interesting. I know Peach will have extended his lead last week, but the battle between 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is very close. And I would like to see whether Hooly Dooly's here tonight. He's not in the top 8 wherever he is. So if I hope he hasn't had disconnection issues or something like that again. Last week wasn't able to complete his qualifying session, so didn't get the race going, but he's up there too in that top 6 or 7 of the championship points, and so he's going to fall further behind tonight if he doesn't get out on track. But Shady just doing a victory lap now at this point, because qualifying's over and everyone all through the top 8 are in the pits, so he's just showing us how to do the pit entry at Silverstone. It's actually a pretty tricky pit entry if you haven't done it before, and he's absolutely nailed that. Look at that. Locks up the brakes, spins every bit of tyre he can, and is 50 at the line. Shady Samuel, ladies and gentlemen, will be on pole for round 5 here at Silverstone. That was a guess. I think it's round 5. Might be round 4 at Silverstone. It is round 4. Right. It's right there, JC. Thank you, sir. Nice work, Shady. Congratulations.
So I've got your championship points actually in front of me. So we can run through that. I know. That's what Essendon supporters do, mate. We look after each other. Well, we have to, because our footy team's terrible.
We don't look after our best players, but giving them a farewell match.
Yeah. We digress. So it is Jean-Pierre Senecas, currently our championship leader, from Lucas Keys in the Stupid Lexus, Chris Sang, John Senecas, Ben Floyd, Shady Samuel, Corey Sweet, Ramiz Samuel, David Bartlett, and Chris Cooley are your 10. So a really fascinating battle there as well. So No Hooly is racing tonight. Also want to say a big good luck to quite a few drivers who are competing in the OOR or the MA, Motorsport Australia LAN event tomorrow in Melbourne. So drivers like Matthew Simmons, Matthew Pignata, Mia Rose, Mitchy Hobbs, get him Hobbsy, Philippa Bakita, Ryan Huller, and Zachary Smith. They're all competing in the LAN event tomorrow. So best of luck to all of them. Kick some butt and take some names. As we there's the purple people leader.
Those two purple cars right there are best on ground for most improved. These two here, Crick and Rockford, you would have found them hanging around outside the top 20, and they would have been happy with top 20s only 3 or 4 seasons ago. But these purple cars right here, have absolutely found some pace this season, and currently sitting just outside the top 10 here in Silverstone. So hats off to those two.
Cricky's definitely for mine. He's learned how to qualify. That's the biggest thing. He's absolutely storming. His qualifying laps have been amazing this season. So if he can put a couple of races together, he can definitely move his way up the leaderboard. Ooh, KFC. Did someone say KFC?
That is Saxon Hayes in the KFC Zinger Audi. That's a bloody good qualifying result for him too. He's got very good race pace too. He's got a very good line and length. He hits his brake markers, and so look for him to move up a few positions here, I think. Underwood, another good result in qualifying as well, and starting there next to Pete Viney. Underwood's had a really good season. He's really quick, but has made a few errors and got himself a couple of penalties. So hopefully he keeps his nose clean this evening. Zach Graham there in the 102 pink and whatever anime. Anime. Hey, look, I have an anime livery tonight. I can't talk. What am I? There we go. Did you see my little Gengar?
Oh, well, we saw your Pokemon. I don't know what Pokemon is.
So cute, mate. I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Cricky. That's Matt Asplin in the Fruit Bowl BMW, the dad's BMW. Hashtag not last for Matty tonight. So nice full grid here again in Split Red. We were talking about last week how these full grid. Oh no. Oh dear. That one just forgot to press go. Oh no, forgot to press drive.
Wow. Oh dear.
Oh no. Well, look, you're starting from last anyway, so really the pit lane start zone. All the pit lane start is going to do is let him out 5 or 6 seconds later, and then he's probably just going to avoid any carnage that occurs. So maybe the pro strat from 666.
Oh, I know what Pokemon is. I just don't partake in Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's okay if you didn't particularly you didn't know what my particular Pokemon was. Then look, it's a first gen Pokemon, so you lose points for that because it's a very popular Pokemon. Like if I had like Pokemon 793, shit, I don't even know what they are. There's fucking thousands of them now, and who knows what all those Gen 4 and 5 Pokemons are. But Gengar's very recognizable, I would have thought. Goes nicely on my Purple Pixel Racers Nissan as well. I thought it was a very good addition. Totodile, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I rate that. Benjamin Hignett has picked his favourite. What is your favourite Pokemon in chat? Go on, Loopty, what's yours? Aiden Squires, what's yours? Glenn Germain, he'd love Pokemon. I reckon Glenn would be all over the Pokemon.
As we are looking at Jean-Pierre Senegas, best livery on the grid and our championship leader. But he's got a bit of a fight in his hands this evening with Samuel Ansang. So Peach might actually have to get the elbows out and do a bit of a battle. As we've got Loopty, my favourite is Snorlax.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Actually, Loopty kind of reminds me of Snorlax too, because Snorlax is fucking huge. And have you seen photos of Loopty? Loopty's like 7'3" and 140 kilos. Like that man. Like think about what our man Jacob Weatherburn could bench press. I'm not sure he could bench press Loopty. Loopty's a fucking big unit.
It's good to know. Actually, I didn't know that. I thought, yeah, the things you learn.
That's why he's got such good pipes, I reckon. You know what I mean? Like he's just got a really nice extended vocal cord part. Like the voice box is all big and long, and he's got this really nice deep rumbo. I don't know. He's just Poker what? Oh dear. All right, here we go. Round 4, Split Red. Been looking forward to this one. We always look forward to Split Red every single week. We get the warm up and the appetizers, and then we get into the real red hot stuff. This is SRO Asia, Split Red, Octane Online Racing, round 4 from Silverstone, lining up with Shady Samuel on pole, and Chris Sang with another good qualifying performance will get on the outside here. There's no real advantage here on the inside or the outside for turn 1. But then once you get down further into the field, it's probably pretty advantageous to be on the outside. So you'll see potentially Senekis is making nice moves as they go green around the outside. It is a very nice start from Shady. He gets away cleanly. Sang came under a little bit of pressure from Peach, but didn't quite get that move done, and they will file nice and single into Maggots and Beckett's. No yellow flags throughout the field, no safety car called, and our mate 666 just now getting underway. That's a very delayed start for 666. Usually it's not that long, so I'm a little bit, I don't know whether he was not ready, but he just didn't quite get the exit that I thought that he would. He's still crawling out of pits, he's 666. He's got a long way to go. Anyway, up the front here, these guys are all single file. This is a really nice clean start from Split Red. In fact, there's been no position changes as far as I can see. Ben Dyke and Rockford in a little bit of a battle there, but still in their positions of starting. There's a couple of 2x2s around the outside of Stowe here, but nothing significant whatsoever as Split Red files down into this very tricky section of corners here, especially once the tyres go. This gets really slippery and you'll start to really bleed some deltas here later on. But Shawnee Muller, that's a really clean start from Split Red.
Fantastic start from Split Red. And really what we've come to expect, the calibre of drivers in this split is second to none. So heading down now into the loop section, stupid part of the track. Look at that. See, just nice and clean. Everyone just giving nice racing room, which is what we want to see. as back up towards the front. This is Lucas Keys, who's found a livery, obviously.
Yes.
Good work. It's still on the Crappers car, but anyway, moving up. And he's chasing Peach. Currently 4th position, Lucas. Now, already, this is interesting. So Shady and Sang are just starting to pull a little gap here very early. And so he's got Kovacs, the Australian flag, some sort of thing on the front. And he's
Brother,
got L
ew.
Yeah.
Brother, ew.
Okay, so the L plates is straight up taking the PI 55.
Well, his name's Lucas. They're not. Oh, there goes that cone.
Whoop,
He's the king of not taking things seriously. Is Lucas Keys. Oh, Johnson Eckes showing the nose there to Ben Floyd through Maggots and Beckett. So the Ford's super duper strong here. It's actually negative 9 kilos, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because it seems to be so strong here. So it's just not quite got that right, have LFM. But hopefully they make good use of that tonight. The Fords up the front being Johnson Eckes and Ben Floyd. A little bit of pressure here on Hayes coming from Hislop. It's Ciuffetelli, and he's also got Pete Viney for company. I think Pete Viney's going to have a little go at the inside here of Ciuffetelli, of Hislop, and he has indeed got that move done. Very clean, very nicely done from Pete Viney. Very experienced operator is Tarks, and Hislop now under pressure from Underwood as well, as Underwood's going to have a go around the outside, and then Nissan's going to get a nice little punch out of here as long as he doesn't get on the curb. And this is what happens when Hislop is now just getting eaten up by a bunch of cars, because as soon as you go offline and you lose the racing line, which is what happened in that instance, he's lost 2, 3, and then 4 positions, I reckon, in the space of a couple of corners. So Hislop, for no fault of his own, didn't make any mistakes, just by giving racing room, has unfortunately lost a couple of positions. That's very aggressive up the inside from the McLaren, and Hislop, aware to it, nicely opens the door. So hopefully he can hang on to this position, because he's gone and done the right thing and avoided the McLaren of O'Brien, and he has, and he's actually just put O'Brien back into the pack a little bit there. He said, hey, mate, none of that. Yeah, that's Soapy off in the background there, and there's also a couple more now starting to mow the lawn. So after a couple of clean laps, we're just starting to see a few cars adventure off into the dirt.
Definitely not the way you want to, the line you want to take through there. A lot of gunk and crap on the offline here at Silverstone. It is one of those tracks where I feel like, yeah, as you were saying there, JC, once you get offline, 2 or 3 spots are gone in an instant. As we're back up the front with Sang and Samuel. Yeah, that works. We'll go with
I'll
that.
pay that.
Yeah.
Shady Samuel and Chris Sang.
Yeah. Great battle between these two. I'm looking forward to that's a big. Oh, okay, that explains a lot what happened to Soapy there. So we thought he just ran wide, but that was a elbow get out of the way. So I'm sure that will be looked at by our fantastic race stewards. And of course, big thank you to our race stewards. They do an amazing job, and we couldn't go racing without them. So back up the front, this battle is absolutely raging on here, and this is good to see, because our championship leader, currently in 3rd position, has actually dropped off the back a little bit, and it's under quite a lot of pressure there from Lucas Keys. So, but we know with JP, it doesn't matter where he sort of is on track, he is the master racer. So I have a feeling he's got a strategy in mind, and we'll definitely keep an eye on that, as that is a Lamborghini that is swapping around.
Who's that in the anime livery? We discussed this last week, because I thought it was Mike Reel, and I'd been calling him Mike Reel all race, that Lamborghini with the anime livery, but obviously Mike Reel wouldn't be running an anime livery. Anyway, Johnson Eckes here, getting a very nice little run out of Lupin Village, and doesn't even have to go alongside. He's just going to get that done. Nice one. Ben Floyd now dropping back to P6. Johnson Eckes moving up into P5. Nice move.
Lovely move there from John in the Alpha Tauri inspired Mustang. It's actually a really clean livery, though. It works so well. And he is now moved up into 5th position. So he's doing a great job in the 555. As they fling it through cops now. What a fantastic part of the road. What a great bit of road this is, Maggots and Beckett's, as car 118 cops a 10-second penalty for dangerous driving on lap 1. That is Pete Viney. So unfortunate, but I'm sure he'll just see that, brush it off, and keep on trucking. as we've got 1 hour and 23 minutes to go. So plenty of time here in Split Red for drama to happen, considering it is Split Red. And this battle between Sang and Samuel is absolutely fantastic to watch. And if I'm saying that, I'm getting a little frustrated as we got ourselves. Is this Brad Palmer? It is Brad Palmer in the Atlanta Motorsport Porsche, chasing the Mercedes there of Ramit Samuel. So this just is for the top 10. And then we've got Randall behind, who is an AM driver, currently in 11th position. Yeah, that will be a colour change, I reckon.
Rabsy, he's on debut. This is Blake Randall, who's come up from the Rookie Series. And just been having a quiet word to him this week about a few corners. And he's, tell you what, up there in P11, that's a bloody good effort from Rabsy. All right. Very happy with that. He's just hanging around the back of Palmer and Samuel here, just biding his time, and yeah, very happy to see him up there. Hopefully he hasn't got the stream on and he's not going to listen to what I'm saying, because that's one way to get yourself cursed. But he's, yeah, great start up here in P11. Palmer has been really good this season and has been really close to the top 10, if not inside it, deep on a few occasions. And Ramez Samuel as well, brother of Shady Samuel, has got some pace in that Mercedes, and the Mercedes pretty handy. Oh, Ramez just disappearing there for a second. Hopefully that's not too bad of a connection issue.
It's just proof, though, they're just talking about Randall, how good the Academy Series is, that it allows these drivers to do a couple of races in the Academy and then step up to the Sprint Series when they feel comfortable and they feel ready. And to be running in 11th position is a huge effort. And I'll tell you what, Mike Crick, 12th position, hat off, sir. That is a magnificent drive so far. And that is all I'm going to say. He's got... Quick, thank you. Back up the front. Good battle here. Got a couple of distinct battle groups now. So we've got Samuel and Sang sort of having their own little fight for first and second. And they've got JP and Lucas Keys, who are having their fight for third and fourth. And then we've got Johnson Eckers, who's a little bit on his own at the moment, but he could probably get the head down, put in some really fast laps, and see if he can't tack onto the back of Lucas Keys. We jump on board with Chris Sang.
Sang just having a little look up the inside there, but Samuel saying, no, sir, I'm closing this door. Get your nose out. Yeah, the Ferrari is very balanced over a stint. It's going to be looking after its tyres much better than that Ford. That Ford very quick over 1, 2, and probably 3 or 4 laps. But then as soon as it gets past 5 and 6, those rears really start to go, and you've really got to manage them. So Johnson Eckers will be very happy that he got past Floyd early on, because otherwise he'd just be sitting in Floyd's dirty air and costing himself a lot of time. So this is Palmer up the inside of Ramez Samuel. Nice move through Stowe, and Ramez maybe just picking himself a little a ticket there on the outside of Stowe as he goes wide. Very easy place to get them. It was, yeah, absolutely. Straight up the inside, nice and clean. Thank you very much.
Must be, though, saying, though, because that really, all Shady has to do is just manage those tyres, and it'll be pretty much impossible for that Ferrari to get past that Mustang. It's one of the things that the Mustang is good at. You just got to make sure you get your exits right, and nothing is getting past you. As we're looking here at Blake Randall, who's doing a stunning job. Really is.
He's right up there in the. Yeah. He's right up there on the leaderboard for sure. But just watching him over the last couple of laps, he has made a few little errors. That McLaren's been upset on the curbs a couple of times. He got a little bit sideways around Stowe earlier too. So, having come from the Rookie Series and only been doing, what do they do, 45-minute races, this is a massive step up to make your debut in our endurance race, a 90-minute race. This is really going to put him to the test. So hopefully he can just get his head down here and enjoy the fact that he's up here in P11 and racing with some pretty fast guys, but just don't get over keen and don't expend too much energy too early on. Just keep that pace really consistent, hit your brake markers, hit those apexes, and settle in for, because that last 30 minutes really gets you. It gets even the best of us. That last 30 minutes really tests your stamina. So long way to go. We're only 12 minutes in.
Definitely, and we've got a couple of people in chat. So Gibbo says Silverstone is always mid. Wow, that's controversial. And then, oh yep, here come the argument. Silverstone is GOAT tier from RAAF Lightning. Fleek Luke says best track for racing. Couldn't agree more with that one.
Poor old Diabols has had a bad night, though. Diabols can't stand this track. Ben Curtis is obviously one of our longest standing OOR members. He was here when the walls went up and has been a steward for us and a volunteer for us for a very, very long time, has Ben Curtis, and he can't stand this track. In the F1 games, he was always bitching about having to go there, and whatever race we did there, he was like, I can't stand Silverstone. So it's better in ACC, Diabols. Come and do ACC with us. So he does, and tonight was his first race, and I heard his number called out lap 2. He just got dead. Diabols can't stand Silverstone, fair enough. But someone else who can't stand Silverstone is Jacob Weatherburn, and he got his first win here last night. Now he reckons it's his favourite track. So once you have a good result at any track, I think it becomes one of your favourites.
Yeah, definitely. Any track that you get either a top 10 or a result that you're proud of, all of a sudden. Like if I got a top 10 at Paul Ricard next, my next race, all of a sudden it's the best track in the world. So, no, I don't think I'll ever say that. As we're looking here, Sang's looking very racy now on the back of Shady Sammy. He was starting to poke the nose, just starting to show a little bit of more headlights and just trying to force a slight area here from Shady. But, of course, Shady, very experienced operator, so it's going to take something pretty special here for Sang to get past. Oh, just see there, double brake. But he thought about it.
That right there is Shady Samuel now getting really worried that Sang's going to send it up there, because that happened on the last lap as they came around Village. Sang gets a really nice run through Village, and then he almost stuck his nose up the loop last lap. So that time, Shady was like, no, I'm not even inviting you up the inside. He closed that door well before they got there, which shows you that Shady knows he's in a bit of trouble for pace here. He's struggling to hold off Sang. But the Ford, such a weapon in a straight line. It's going to have to be a pretty aggressive and clean move from Sang if he's going to find a way through here before the pit stops. And then if they get close to the pit stops, will Sang start to consider potentially an undercut?
And look who's catching up and lurking in the background. It is our championship leader. Was standard Peach things here. He's like, yep, these two have had some fun out front. Now it's time to range up to the back of them, make them both very nervous. This is what Peach does. We've seen this story many times before. This guy just knows how to race. Oh, really? Oh, race control with the things to learn.
Tick that one off the bingo list. Oh, no. Every single time. I'm hearing Alton Park was also built on an airfield.
Yes. Isn't it sort of the...
No, I made that up. I got no idea.
I was going to say. I didn't think so. Well, I know Brands Hatch used to be actually a motorcycle circuit before it was a car circuit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, goodness gracious. Imagine turn 1 at Brands Hatch in a friggin' motorbike. That'd be scary as fuck. Surely you'd be front wheels off the ground every single lap.
I was thinking more Sheen on a motorbike. That's terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Uphill. Yep. No thanks.
Oh, come on, Lunchbag. We had some fun. I thought you raced a really good race tonight, mate. Oh, hang on. That's not the line.
Is this the loop-de-loop? No, saved it. Ooh,
that's an Audi, so I wonder if that was potentially Saxon Hayes, who's just going for a bit of an adventure out there on the grass. I don't know if he was worried about something else, or it looked like he adjusted something on his steering wheel, at least in-game, so I don't know whether he was playing around with a pit stop or what the deal was, but he certainly lost concentration there for a minute. Sang has had a rough old second and third sector there. He's actually just dropped off the back of Shady a little bit. And as you said, Peach is sniffing around. It won't be long before he starts to get under the butt of Sang here, especially if he gets into that slipstream, if he gets a good run through Maggots and Beckett's. This is very deep from the Bentley of... We got another Bentley? It can't be Peach. Oh, maybe it was. Might have been a blue flag that they came up to. Yeah, there is a blue flag in front here, actually, so that's going to have to do a good job of getting out of the way, and they do, absolutely. Nice blue flagging.
It's actually a good track for blue flags, I feel, Silverstone. It's got nice big runoffs and quite a bit of room to sort of let the faster cars through. And, oh, that's a great shot. It's one of my favourite shots in the game as they head down towards Stoke. And just see the different lines as well. So, a bit of a earlier turn in there from Shady where Sang just tucks it right on the inside. Just got a little bit more mid-corner grip the Ferrari does. It's got a lot more aero, I feel, than the Mustang. And the Bentley, of course, has some aero as well. And, of course, then Lucas Keys in the Lexus that has 1950s aero, as I said last round. Just on board here with Sang at the moment, who has to be getting frustrated. And probably thinks he's got a pace advantage over Shady in the Mustang, but as you can see, all Shady has to do is pop that in the right spot, and there's no way Sang's getting past. Oh, but that opens the door there for Peach, who had a big sniff.
And a good run now too. Bentley pretty good in the slipstream. And he's really going to, I reckon he's going to have a go. He's Sang knows it too, so he defends the inside, which if Peach can hang it around the outside here, it's going to give him the inside for Club, but no, not quite. Sang covering off, doing nicely. Sang now in an awkward position though, as you said, you'd be getting frustrated, stuck behind this Ford. You can't pass a bloody Ford in any car, let alone a Ferrari. And now that's sort of, it's costing him time and it's giving him extra tyre wear and it's really backed him up into Peach. So I'd tell you what, Lucas Keys is not far away from this either. He's right there amongst them and he's got the purple lap, so he's got some pace in that Lexus as well. So this is a really good battle up the front here.
I'm still confused how the Ford got minus 9 kilos. How does that work?
I call it Club Luffield. I'm getting there. I'm learning. I know the names. I just can't quite. Like I know Stowe. Stowe is Stowe. Like Maggots and Beckett's. I know Maggots and Beckett's. And I know the Hanger Straight. And I know the Hamilton Straight. And I used to get the Loop and Village confused. Oh, Randall. There you go. That's our AM driver getting in the back of Ramez Samuel there. So he'll be looking forward to a little 15-second invoice, will Randall. But that's okay. Race continues on. Nothing wrong with making a mistake as long as you apologise for it after the race and keep your head in the game during the race, because it's very hard to get. It's very easy, to get distracted and let that get you down, and then you start bleeding time. So hopefully he can pull his head in and keep going, because still a long way to go.
Plenty of time in this race. As you can see, look, that's 70 minutes still to go. So we're looking at Mike Crick here. That's very loose under brakes in the GTR. It didn't look like it wanted to pull up there at all as Adiake now will make the move and gets it done very easily. And then it is Ben Dyke and the Abomination that is behind as well. Now, if you want to see liveries, how one is done very nicely and how one is done not very nicely, look on screen. Great driving here from Crick. He's going to have to be really defensive here because Ben Dyke is looking very racy indeed. But hopefully Cricky can just get the head down, get a nice rhythm, and then hopefully, I still top 12 though. I mean, huge drive. Hats off to the young man.
Yeah, he was in a very good position last week too for the Pro-Am victory and a top 10 finish all at once. Then it all came unstuck with about 2 laps to go. So Cricky came into tonight with a refreshed mindset. Just said, I'm not looking for anything particular tonight, just another nice race with some good pace. So he's ticked off those first 2 boxes, but I'm pretty sure he will be keen to make amends for that little error last week. And now with Randall getting himself a penalty, it is up to Crick to get past Ananyake for both P10 and the Pro-Am victory again. So a bit of history repeating itself tonight for Cricky.
So on board here with Lucas Keys and the Lexus, chasing JP in the big bad Bentley. Of course, the Lexus, very old. Does sound good though. I will say that we are on board at the moment, so be able to hear that glorious V8. Does sound fantastic. And of course, Lexus, aka Toyota, are building a brand new GT3 car, which definitely has drawn its inspiration from the Mercedes. So we flick back now to Chris saying currently in second, but this is all closing up. So Shady's starting to become a bit of a cork in the ocean. And it's all just closing out. So Lucas is ranged up to the back. We'll just keep an eye on Johnny's there in the background as well. So John will be hoping these 4 actually really start battling as Sang goes super defensive. Oh, wow. That may be a couple of moves there. But JP is not having any of that. He's going to try and hang it on the inside there, and it'll set him up for an outside run through Luffield, but thinks better of it. And then tucks back in. Oh, that was very interesting on the straight there.
Yeah, wouldn't mind a replay of that one because you're right. It did look like there was a few moves made, and Peach, and again here it's saying going defensive down into turn 1 now, which is not necessarily an overtaking spot either, but Peach looking super threatening here behind the Ferrari now. So this is the exit as they... Oh, was there a little nudge there? Is that potentially what we're getting a little replay of? And then he was very close to the bumper of Shady Samuel on that occasion.
So that's just allowed Shady just to open a bit of a gap here. And I don't know whether the tyres just having one of those sort of laps where they don't feel good there for saying, but he's just lost a little bit of ground. Oh, no car sounds. Okay. Brum, brum. There you go.
We'll fill in.
And that's allowed Lucas as well. So Lucas is right there. Here we go. So that was a move up the inside. Oh, that's just after the straight there. So, but yeah, interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. But this is a great battle between 4 very quick drivers who are putting on a bit of a masterclass at the moment. We've got 4 different manufacturers, or 5 different manufacturers. No, 4. Get it right, you idiot. In the top 5. So great to see that as well. Nice mixture. As car 397 will get a 15-second penalty. Here we go. So, oh, yeah, I think that's play on. Just, yeah,
It's close. There was definitely a bit of a wiggle there. Peach, yeah, maybe just saved him because he didn't have to really take avoiding action, Peach. So maybe just on the edge there from saying. But yeah, as I said, I think it'll be play on. You'd be pretty rough getting a penalty for that one, I reckon. But again, the stewards have got all the angles. We've only got the one replay. They'll work it out. That's for sure. They're bloody good up there in the clouds. The stewards looking over our young drivers. Randall has got his 15-second invoice for that one we saw earlier. So, but yeah, considering his pace, no reason he can't sort of hold on to a top 10 finish. He's got to get a move on, obviously, but if he gets his pit stop right and manages to keep his pace up, those gaps will really start to develop over the next hour or so. And if he can make up 15 seconds and hold on to a top 10, that'll be a bloody good effort. This is a replay of Cricky here on Atanyake, and that's Ben Dyke behind. What's happened here? That's Atanyake going for a little bit of a spin. Hopefully he keeps it out of the wall there. He does. And that is now Mike Crick up at a P11 or a net P10 and the Pro-Am lead for Mike Crick with an hour to go. So it took him until probably 10 to 15 minutes to go, maybe even later actually. It might have been 7 or 8 minutes to go to get into the top 10 and get that Pro-Am lead last week. Now he's got an hour. Now it's up to him to hold on to it. He's got the whole race in front of him. So a bit of a different story this week, but it is the same result. Hopefully, Cricky can hang on to that one this week. This battle up the front here continues to play out, and it is still Samuel, Sang, Senekis, and Keys. And I tell you what, John Senekis has reduced that gap. It was about 2.5 a few laps ago, and he's just brought it down to 1.7, so he's hanging around as well, is John Senekis. And he's well overdue for a good result too, is John. He's had a couple of rough seasons of being punted and having a few whoopsie-poopsies, so good to see him up here in P5 in the Ford and looking for a good result tonight.
Couldn't agree more. As saying again, pulls to the inside, goes a little defensive, and Peach is going to have to sit behind that Ferrari. And I believe we've been joined in the box by the one and only Daniel Sculina. I've totally butchered that last name, but
Cicluna.
Okay. Cicluna, I knew that. I was just testing you.
I didn't know that. It was a guess. How did I go, Daniel? When he comes in, he'll let us know.
Yep, he'll tell us.
Yeah, okay. I reckon that first C is kind of silent, and then it would just end up as Cicluna. But again, that's just a proper guess. Daniel will come in and correct us when he's ready. Annie and Dudley and Annie.
Oh no,
no!
Oh dear!
I tell you what, it's been a while since we've seen proper Kovacs on Kovacs action, but that's exactly what's happened there. Those two have got that all wrong.
Oh, we're going to the team speak right about now. Straighten ourselves up a little bit. Oh, that's gold. So, back here, looking at JP at the moment, currently they're in 3rd position in the 44. This is what I've always said this. This is why he's one of my favourite drivers to watch, and just watch him do laps. And he's so calm and just he trucks out laps basically. So he might not be the quickest, but we got a replay here. Well, that's Adiyake, I believe.
Not a replay either. This is live.
No,
this
live, yes.
Up into Stowe. Adiyake having to fight back through the field after his little mishap earlier, and does get it done up the inside of Stowe. We've seen a couple of nice little Stowe moves already this evening, but that's probably one of the best. That was a very nice send and held the apex beautifully. Nice work, Maleith.
Great move. It's Hislop currently in 18th position in that really nice looking Porsche. I'm a big fan of that. Orange always looks good in a Porsche.
Is it orange? I'm saying that's a red.
That's orange.
Someone in chat, come on out. Come and fix this up. That is a red, Sean. That is a red. It's blood sport. What colour is blood, Sean?
Listen, Jamie.
No. What colour is the AM badge? Is that orange or red? Because they're pretty friggin' similar. Oh, I'll tell you what. Hang on a second. Look at that. In that light, that looked orange.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Did you see it changed colour, Sean? That's not fair. It's a blood sport Porsche. Look, it's red. That's red. When it's in the dark, it's red. But then when it's in the bright light, it's properly. That took me by surprise. That blew me away. I've never seen changing colours. Blood orange. You know what? That's a good compromise. Blood is red, but it is a blood orange. Can we compromise? Can we agree with the blood orange? That's changing colour.
See, because it's got two different, so it's got a darker orange, the blood orange, then it's got lighter orange underneath, which then, when it goes under the right light, it looks orange.
That's a cracking livery. Whoever's put that together, I think I saw. This is Sure Fatale. He's posted that somewhere. I might go find it. He's given it credit somewhere. I think that's a. I'm going to go find out he's posted it somewhere. I'm going to find out who made that livery, because that is a cracking livery. Nice work. Playing tricks on us. Guys looking at it.
Definitely. All right. Oh.
You've been bamboozled, Ashley. That's a fair call.
Back up the front. Great battle between four very quick drivers. So it is Shady Samuel leading the way from Sang, and then JP Senekis there in third, and Lucas Keys, he's just dropped off the back a little bit, so we're not too sure if he's struggling a little bit with tyre wear, or maybe he's just holding back a little bit, and we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that gap as well, so I'm really interested on that as we jump on board here with Chris Sang in the Ferrari, the 296, of course, with its turbo or twin turbo, I believe, V6 engine. Still sounds wrong saying that in a Ferrari. Big bad Bentley behind, and these four are putting on a bit of a masterclass. John has just dropped off the back there, but I reckon he'll be pretty happy with the fifth position. He'll take that. Sang just a little bit right there coming out of Beckett's, just slid the rear a little bit. That won't do the rear tyres any good, and that's giving JP a bit of a run, but I don't think he's close enough at the moment. But Sang goes defensive quite early. So maybe JP just getting in his head a little bit, playing a few little mind games. But it is that will be a ticket.
Well, it depends on what his best lap has been, because it's all up to whether your first couple of laps are good. And he's chasing Shady Samuel around. I'm sure they'd be slower now than they were at the start. So if your first couple of laps of the race are good and hot and fast, then that's what the track limits are based on. So that's probably not going to be a ticket, because they're going sort of 3-4 tenths a lap slower than they were at the start. So he was pretty wide there, and he did get a nice exit, but I don't think that will be an invoice. This is Pete Viney around the outside of Stowe. Not sure if that was a move or a defensive effort, but it looks like it was a defensive effort on Warren there, who's in the other Porsche and looking pretty pacey here behind Pete Viney. This is for P12. Zach Warren also in the push. Doing pretty well. Maleith Adiyake not far there behind. He's got past Wood, as we saw before, and now he's trying to creep his way back into the top 12. He's got that in net position, obviously, with Tarks holding onto that 10-second penalty. And Tarks getting a little wobbly there. The Porsche starting to step out around F1 turn 1 there a little bit. Warren still keeping his nice and straight, but Adiyake getting closer and closer. And if he gets a nice exit out of the loop here, and obviously Aintree being flat, he'll cut that curb, and he's got his nose in here, does Warren a little bit. So again, Adanyake won't be far behind here in the Ford. Didn't quite get the exit out of the loop that he would be hoping for. So I don't think he's going to be close enough, but never mind. Ford. Oh, dear. Oh, crikey. So that there is Warren being spooked by the bloody Ford in the mirrors. Oh, no. Not sure there was quite enough room there given by Adanyake, because I think he had enough overlap, did Warren. So that'll be an interesting one for the stewards. But yeah, a couple of little trades there. Adanyake just getting such a good run in the Ford up the Wellington Straight, and that spooked Warren into the back of Viney, which then led into a bit of a battle through Brooklands and Luffield, and there may or may not be an invoice on the way. And now they are joined by the Bloodsport Orange. Hislop in that Porsche. I tell you what, our man Tick Tick in chat has suggested that Benjamin Hignett has created that livery, and I can confirm, I went and found that Ben Hignett is the creator of that Bloodsport Porsche. Man of many talents, currently behind the cameras tonight in race control, sending us messages from the clouds and creating one of the best liveries I've ever seen. That is a cracker. Nice work, Benjamin.
That's a beautiful livery there from Hignett. Great work, mate. And it's on a Porsche, so you've ticked all my boxes. I just want to go back to that incident there. Pete Viney, that was some great car control right there, because when you get hit in the bum in the Porsche, it is very easy to spin it, loop it, and throw it into the fence. So great bit of driving there as we are back up with our leaders. And I tell you what, Shady Samuel's just eking out a little bit of a gap here. It's not a lot, but it is out to 0.8 now. So Shady's decided, right, it's hammer time. Here we go, on board with Pete Viney. Look at this, sliding just a little bit of opposite lock. Oh, beautiful. Lovely bit of driving.
Yeah, he caught that really early too, which allowed him to step on the gas and get up to Luffield quickly and avoid all the crap that was coming up behind him. So, yeah, very nice catch from Tarks there. A good save. And as you said, when you get hit up the bum, it can be pretty hard, but he's caught it very early and driven through it nicely.
As we are back up. Yeah, that gap between Samuel and Sang is definitely starting to eke out, 100%. So whether Sang's tyres are just starting to say, not feeling too great, or Shady's decided he's used his tyres, he's saved his tyres. We've got let's go.
Pudley again. Oh, no, Pudley's having a shocker tonight. That'll be a little invoice as well. So Pudley and Annie coming together before. That was a bit innocuous, just a really tough corner to go side by side through there. So neither of them really at fault, but yeah, Pudley will be getting a little ticket for that one, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, we haven't focused on much tonight. We've been really entrenched in this battle up the front here of the Pro League, but that silver class battle there between Johnson, Bartlett and Palmer, 7, 8 and 9, those guys are all under a second to each other as well. So really good battle up the front. But then, yeah, back here in 7, 8, and 9, these silver guys are going at it as well. Fantastic. And then we were talking about Cricky and the Pro-Am lead before. He's got a very nice lead with Pete Viney 9 seconds behind with a 10-second penalty. Crick is really in control of that Pro-Am lead. So we'll keep an eye on this one for a while, Sean.
Oh, I think so. This is a great battle. Here's David Bartlett, of course, driving for Convex and Colonials. And I am sure we'll see these guys in the Imola 12-hour, of course, coming up. Qualifying, I believe, is tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Okay, Brad, that's one way to take Abby. But yeah, back to David Bartlett. Yeah, of course, Convict Colonials, always a staple in the Enduro rounds, but it is great to see in the sprint rounds as well. And the big bad Bentley, it is nice to see another Bentley on the grid. And he's chasing
Abby is F1 Turn 1, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't know whether I'd call Farm a corner because it's flat, but I get why, because it's a bend. Okay, and then it's Village, and then it's Loop. So yeah, I'm getting there. I kind of know the names. I just got to put them all together. But it's such a beautiful track, so I really want to learn all those corner names. You got a Kyle Army. They've got sausage and barbecue and bootleg and crocodile and come on, guys, what are we doing?
I do find it interesting, sort of corner names. It's one of my sort of things as well. Sort of, I love history of racetracks, and yeah, British tracks definitely have a unique way of naming corners. They're all sort of, a lot of them's to do with the history as well of the surrounding areas. For example, Village, for example, commemorates Silverstone Village. Then you got the Wellington Strait, which is, of course, after the Vickers Wellington bombers that were based at Silverstone. So, yeah, they really do tap into the history of the circuit and things like that. Where Kyalami, for example, I felt like they just put some random names in a hat and drew them out. Like, yeah, that'll
Pull
do.
them out of a hat. Yep. Yeah, he's spot on. But I still, honestly, I'd rather the Kyalami names than trying to speak Italian, because Aquaminerale, like, don't get me wrong, they're nice sounding names, but I'm hopeless at trying to remember them. So, yeah, I'd rather
really?
the English ones. Yeah, no, I'm terrible. I got no memory. Been smoking too much as a kid. Now I got no memory, so I got to have everything written down in front of me, and I'm hopeless.
Oh, no, I love the Italian, Variante Anta and Parabolica. Oh, lovely names. Yeah, Tosa. Of course, we are off to Imola for the 12-hour. Very excited. Imola, what a racetrack. What a racetrack. Amazing track. Imola is in my top 5 on ACC. It's a beautiful track to drive. And this battle again. So just as we thought Shady Samuel has pulled a little gap, saying like, okay, now I'm going to light the wick and close back up again. This is fascinating. If this doesn't get you excited, everyone, like, seriously, you shouldn't be watching motorsport. This is a fantastic battle now. So we've got 4 different manufacturers, 4 different drivers, all absolutely throwing down, and we are still got 50 minutes to... Wow, that was close.
That car control, Sean, saying is so close to... and never really looked like he was going to punt him, but Christ, it was close. That's excellent car control. These guys are the best of the best up here. I'm really enjoying this. I'll tell you what we're coming up to now, with 51 minutes to go, is around about the halfway mark and a potential undercut. Not sure how much fuel these guys are all carrying. Sang again, look at that. Like, it looks dangerous, but he's got that so well under control. But he's really low on fuel now. You can see he's really got that Ferrari lit up. He's running low fuel, so he's on the way to a pit stop. I don't know about these other guys. I don't know how much fuel they can potentially carry or would be carrying, or if they're just going to be doing a 50-50. But this is... Oh, here we go, Paige.
Oh,
Paige is going to have a send.
He's thought about it. He sent it, but it's going to put him on the... Oh, there's a slight little touch there from Sang, and that's going to allow Lucas Keys now to send it up the inside. We know the horsepower of that Lexus, but part of me thinks that...
Box, Sang.
Yep.
He's in there.
Sang. And I reckon Lucas backed out of that a little bit. It just kind of looked like it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he was very happy to let Peach hold his position after the battle that he had with Sang.
Oh, wow.
Is that gorgeous? That's properly good driving. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, so that one in the left field between Sang and Senekis will get looked at, but that is just a racing incident every day of the week. I think Senekis probably turned in a little too early. Sang gave him enough room, so yeah, just a good battle between quality drivers. But now we're Sang in the pits. We will keep an eye on the track here and see whether these guys box and where they come out.
So, Sang pitting now, which is a little early for mine. Making those tyres last basically 50 minutes is going to be hard work. So out of the 4 drivers, if I'm Lucas here, I'm pitting this lap. I'm coming in. Just to throw him off a little bit. Try something different. So
I think they're all pitting for tyres, race control. I'd be very, very surprised if any of these guys pit and don't take tyres, just because the pace drop-off is pretty significant, and because it's so easy to pass here, there are plenty of places to pass. So, yeah, I'm going to hazard a guess that all 4 of the top 4 here are going to be taking tyres. Tell you what else I've seen. I know Johnson Eckes, there he is. He's down there in P19, so he's boxed. He's gone for a bit of an undercut as well, just to see if he can maybe sneak into the top 4 with fresh tyres. I know that you said 50 minutes is a little bit long, but the undercut is properly strong here. So that, I think, is what Sang is going for. And that is Shady Samuel is now going to come in and try and cover off the undercut, as is Lucas Keys. He's going to follow in Shady Samuel. So now Peach gets a chance to potentially stretch his legs in the Bentley. What sort of extra pace does he have? This is a very interesting couple of minutes we've got coming up here, Shawnee Muller.
Oh, definitely. This is fascinating now. This is what we want. So, Sane come in early. He was the first to blink. Now, then Shady and Lucas decided, well, you know what? We're going to come in as well and try and cover off Shady. Now, Peaches decided, he did shape to go in then. We saw that. But he decided, you know what? No, I'm going to go out, drop the hammer and see what actual pace I've got in this big bad Bentley and see if I can try maybe a bit of an overcut. So some different schools of thought here. Now, if Peach does go longer than coming in this lap and actually decides, you know what, runs even longer than that, that's going to set up a beautiful finish this race. And Shady's moving. Lucas is moving. Sang now is coming down the main straight, about to fire it in to Cops, and he's got has he taken it? Yes, he has.
Oh, he has too.
Wow.
The power of the undercut at Silverstone, it's there. That is right there. That is very close in pace drivers getting in and showing you how to do a pit stop. They were clean. They nailed the pit entries. They got up in there. That's every one of them absolutely nailed their pit stops, and the only difference there is the undercut power. So, as you said before, it'll now be 1 lap older tyres that Sang has at the end of this race. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be trying to defend a Ford on old tyres later in this race. This one's definitely not over yet, but Sang has got himself track position. They will come up to some blue flags now, which is also going to cause, not issues necessarily, but it will sort of change up. Page into... Here he goes. All right, where does he filter into this? As I said, I think the undercut a little bit stronger than the overcut. But if Page had a bunch of pace that he just wasn't able to use because he was stuck behind these two, then that'll be more about Page's pace than the tyres, that's for sure.
Looking at Rob Underwood here. He's up to 8th position now, so it's been a good drive from Underwood. He's working on the back of Pete Viney. And then we've got Hislop behind in that absolutely gorgeous Bloodsport Porsche. So nice little battle here. Oh, that is not the line there, Mr. Viney. That is a touch too deep. And that is actually going to expose him now to Underwood's GTR. And Hislop thought, you know what, I've had enough of that. I'm getting out of here. As we're back now with our race leader. So, not our race leader, but saying, where's Pete?
He's our net race leader. I'm paying that. I'm calling it. This is the battle for the lead.
Oh,
and this is Page coming out. Sang's got him well covered there.
Yep, done.
And now it's going to be between Shady and Page into Maggots and Beckett's. I think the Ford's going to have the run. It was in 4th gear, and he does sneak on through. But again, Page now also on 1 lap fresher tyres than these guys. So that advantage will start to play out over the next 2 or 3 laps, and then at the end of the race as well. There'll be 2 stages where the undercut is a little bit stronger. So looking forward to seeing that. Just want to point out that Johnson, Bendyke, and Wood currently up there in 2, 3, and 4 on pace alone.
Great drive. Now, also we've got to keep an eye on Sang's true pace. So now he's got nice clear air. Is he going to be able to pull away here from Shady Samuel, or is Shady going to be able to close that gap back up? So at the moment, the gap looks like it's about a second and a bit. There you go. It's 1 second. Go me. Yes. So we'll keep an eye on that gap, and we'll see if it does grow or does close up a little bit. Oh, I tell you what, Pete, geez, that was an interesting one. But we've got some blue flag traffic coming up as well, so this is going to make things interesting. And so an extra little element is now being put into this dish. So we've got layers now, and we love layers, like an onion.
You're not wrong about these blue flags coming up. As I said, I hope they don't cause too many issues, but even a good blue flag can sometimes cost you a 10th or 2, and there's a fair few of them lined up here. So these guys have got to do their best, just get out of the way when they can, but they don't necessarily have to get out of the way mid-corner. So you can see already there, Underwood just holding up, saying there. Hopefully he gets out of the way here. They are on a straight, so you would expect Underwood to just dive out of the way. And hopefully he's got the awareness to let 1, 2, and 3 through. It is just going to be the two of them, and he did just force Shady out a little bit wide there. Peach is going to sneak on through as well. Then he's got Lucas coming as well. So Underwood, this is the hard part about being a blue flag. He's got to let all these guys through, but he has got the awareness to have got that done. But that's what we're talking about. Like Underwood not necessarily doing anything too wrong there, but causing all 4 of them a little bit of an issue at one point or another.
Thank you, Mr. Conan and chat. You are 100% correct. I was just about to say, that is not a blue flag.
Ah, very well pointed out. That was for position. Underwood has not pitted yet. Yeah, spot on. Oh, bitch.
I think, though, in saying it, I think Underwood's like, you know what? Oh, hang on, maybe I'm wrong. Underwood's like, oh, hang on, I might get involved in this. That was...
Yeah, no, it's well spotted. Sorry, Ashton, that's very well done from you. It was... it was very much for position, so Underwood absolutely under no obligation there. Especially if he's got a full tank, maybe he was just like, maybe I will try and stick this out.
Oh wow!
Oh my god! And then he gave Lucas got. Oh yes. So I was wondering why he dropped off so much. I thought he was maybe redressing or something, but that's what happened. Lucas getting up into the back of Page there after Page made a pretty big error, really coming into Stowe, broke way too late. Did well, in fairness, to avoid hitting the back of Shady, but yeah, that was an interesting one for sure.
Very interesting. So now that's allowed Shady now to close up the back of Sang. Can we see Sang extend the gap again? Or is Shady going to be able to hold on to the back? This is really playing out. This is fascinating stuff. And this also does have a few little championship implications. So it is JP leading the way in the championship. He's got a nice lead as well. It is maths is hard, but 26 points he has in the championship at the moment. From Lucas Keys, Sang in 3rd position, and then John Seneka's there in 4th. So Shady's down in 6th. So I wouldn't say Shady's got nothing to lose, but championship-wise, he's probably in the position where he can get a bit sendy. But, of course, we will see, and there's a long way to go. We've still got 40 minutes to go in this race. So basically a rookie race still to go, which is just tells you how long 90 minutes is around Silverstone. What's this? Silverstone worse than Indy. Right.
Have you, sorry, just to circle back a bit, have you got Shady Samuel in 6th?
Yes.
I've got Corey Sweet in 6th, which doesn't make any sense to me because it should be Shady. But the website that I'm looking at, I'm sure is the same as the one you're looking at. It's the Sprint Results website for OctaneOnlineRacing.com, and it's got Jean-Pierre, Lucas Keys, Zachary Smith, John Senekis, Chris Cook. I'm looking at the race results for race 1. Ignore me, sorry. Fucking what a peanut. Jesus Christ. Past my bloody bedtime. Goodness gracious.
Okay, straighten myself up. Here we go. We're looking at Julian Gray at the moment in the Audi. I believe that is the one and only Mike Crick right behind. So there's a bit of an AM battle in front. And we've got Cricky there who has served his stop. Hopefully, there's Julian. That's an interesting line. Very towards the inside. It's kind of not where you want to be because that is going to compromise your exit 100%.
Is that Julian Gray? It is too. Julian Gray in the Audi. Look at him go. He's up here in P16. That's a great effort. All right. I don't know whether he's pitted yet or not. He probably hasn't, but that's a bloody good effort. He's still going straight. He's had a rough old... This isn't a Honda. It's a very funny-looking Honda, isn't it, Benjamin Hegner? Yeah, oh, Christ, got a little bit deep in there and then a little bit slippery, but he's managed to hang on to it. But that's a bloody good effort. He's up there in P16. Hopefully he can have a good result tonight.
But this is interesting as well because this is just tells me how much Mike Crick's matured. Old Cricky would probably be nice and close up to the back here and maybe get himself involved in something. But at the moment, he's just backed off and he's just trying to... Ooh, what happened there? So that was Gosling, I think, ran either too deep or made a bit of an error. And that's going to allow Cricky to just swing it around the outside in the GTR and go, thanks for coming.
Gosling's might going to hang on to this into turn one. No, never mind. Nissan Power.
Oh, wow.
What a great
Yeah.
car.
Look, it's fun to drive. I will say it is fun. I can't get any pace out of it, but in terms of just throwing it into a corner and it getting sideways and be able to hang on to it, it's a load of fun.
It fucking loves being sideways. What a great car. Looks good. Sounds good. Cultural icon.
Yep,
Excellent
agreed. Meanwhile, in chat, there is a big argument going on between Silverstone and Indy.
Meanwhile, Malith Ananyake up here in a Stowe is going to go down the inside. That's not the first time Malith has had a look up into Stowe tonight, and it certainly won't be the last because he's making that look bloody easy. Very, very nice move up into P17 for Malith Ananyake. That's a little deep there from Brad Gosling, but he's managed to pull it up. He's going to come under fire now from the other Mercedes, though, Ramez Samuel, who's been in the wars a little bit tonight, is now going to be sniffing around a bit of Mercedes on Mercedes action here as they come up into Abbey.
Race control, yes, we are friends, 100%. Alton Park is a fantastic race circuit.
So that's actually, that's an interesting one for Babby because Babby loves Alton Park, right? It was his favourite track as Ramez Samuel gets down the inside. I reckon he's got that done pretty comfortably. He has. Brad Gosling filters back into P18 now. Babby's favourite track used to be Alton Park. He was always like, yeah, Alton Park this and Alton Park that. But now he's been talking about how much he loves Silverstone this week. So what's the favourite, Babby? Is it still Alton Park or is it Silverstone now? He's probably, I bet you what he's going to say, Alton Park maybe for hot lapping and Silverstone for racing.
I think you're spot on. Oh, geez, that is
yep,
okay.
Soapy and Carlos Johnson. Carlos Johnson sending it through Maggots, and both of them getting a little bit offline, but good racing. They both managed to stay out of each other's business and avoid a collision, but that has invited Brad Palmer to have a look at the back of Soapy here, and he's going to have a go up the inside of Stowe too. Seeing plenty of moves up into Stowe this evening. Soapy committed to defending that though, and a nice little piece of work there, but he has run a bit wide, and that's going to let Brad Palmer now to go around the outside potentially, and he's going to have the inside for the next one. So I think this is job done. Nice work, Brad Palmer. Well executed. Now the Bentley 2. This is David Bartlett. That's not a corner we can go 2x2, but those guys have figured it. Oh, it's unlucky. Soapy did really well there. That's really unfortunate. He gave the space. He knew Bartlett was coming, but I think he just had a bit of an overcorrection on the exit and innocuously took Bartlett out. So certainly nothing nefarious. He tried his best to give space. Bartlett, it was an aggressive move. It's really difficult to go 2x2 through there, and they originally they made it work. But yeah, you can see Soapy just has a bit of an overcorrection there as he gets onto the curb, and Bartlett wears the wall.
It's unfortunate when that happens. It's not much you can do. It's almost definitely racing incident when that happens. Like, it's just wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately. But that's racing. That's why we love it as well. As we are back up with this battle up the front, which is I'm enjoying this so much. Just watching four drivers at the top of their game, absolutely inch perfect every time, nailing apexes, and no one's giving an inch. There is no inch giving. Oh, okay, that was just a touch wide there from Shady. But Sang doing a really nice job holding on here. That gap, though, definitely has not extended as much as I thought. So this is all pure pace at the moment. So it is Sang just there from Shady Samuel. Senekis there in third. That is the JP variety. And then looks like Lucas is just dropping off the back there a little bit, ever so slightly. So maybe the Lexus isn't strong around here. Silverstone, even though it isn't it's got minus 40 kilos if you don't mind. But just looks like he is struggling to hold on to the back. So, again, something else to keep an eye on. And then we've got John Senekis currently in fifth position in the 555, who is just having one of those races where it's comfortable.
I wonder if Page is going to be as patient with Shady as he was with Sang. He had a couple of little looks at Sang, but I didn't think he was as aggressive as he potentially could have been right up until the end of the stint anyway, where he did have a couple of really good looks at him. But I wonder if he's going to get close enough first to Shady to start asking the question. And then is Shady going to let him through, or is he going to have to make this is Blake Rendell, hopefully not getting himself into too much more trouble. This isn't a replay, so we're just watching these guys fight for what looks to be the AM Class P2. That's Gosling. He's a lot further up ahead, is still in P2. So this is Rendell and Wood behind them, chasing around Gosling in the Mercedes.
That's bad. What have we got there? Still Ford versus Ferrari in the top two. Oh no! Oh dear! That was a boot. It looks like. Dear oh dear! Was that? Yeah, that was Randall. It looks like he got a tap in the rear end. Hopefully he held on to it, but hopefully he didn't spin it. But hopefully we'll get a replay of that. Because that was unfortunate if that's happened. Really unfortunate. So we are back up the front. And it is saying still leading the way. And that gap again, it just extends out a little bit. Then it comes back a little bit. And now Lucas looks like he's actually tapped back. Now he's tapped back onto the rear again. It's ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows. Kind of like Essendon season. Ebbs and flows. And then ebbs a lot.
Yeah, and then ebbs a lot, yeah.
Oh dear. That will be that'll be an invoice.
Only the slightest of touches, and Randall manages to get away with it and continue on. But he did lose a spot, so as you said, there might be a little, probably the lightest of penalties that we have on offer. I think probably a 10 seconds are good enough for that, but it was one that cost him a position, so he'll probably have to get a little something for it.
Oh, Peach, jeez. That was as close as you like on the back of Shady there. Page looks racy now.
Yeah, he looked really fast up into Vale and Club last lap too. I thought he was going to come into it. So I think you're right, Sean. He's got half an hour to go now, Page, and he wants P2. He wants a crack at saying he wants a P for. He wants a crack at the win here.
Oh, geez, that is. Yeah, get the feeling Page has now decided, right, I've sat behind these two long enough. It's time to activate Page mode. Yes, there is a Page mode. Because, the Bentley's just starting to show the nose a little bit, just starting to put itself in places where it doesn't create a vortex of danger, but it just asks the question. So it just means Shady now. It's going to have to drive in the rear mirror a little bit, and he runs it quite wide there in the Stowe. Does that give Page an opportunity? Nope. Just again, shows the nose and then pulls it back in. Oh, this is going to kick off. I just got that feeling it's going to kick off very soon.
Peach just asking the question there. You know that these two are teammates, so the purple Kovacs or 191 car has generally got these two going very fast in it, and will be again for Imola. But now in the Sprint Series, the gloves will be off a little bit here, and Peach is just saying, "Hey mate, do you want to let me through here?" And I don't think Shady's all that interested in letting him through. Yeah,
I think Shady. Yeah, there'll be words exchanged, and they won't be very nice words. Definitely. Come on, race car drivers never let anyone through. It's just not in the DNA.
I actually don't think I've ever heard a nasty word out of Shady. He's a very, very friendly.
He's a nice guy.
I don't think I've literally ever heard a nasty word out of him. So I don't know. But Peach will be getting a little bit impatient. Come on, Shady, get the fuck out of the way. It's kind of the language that'll be coming out of Peach, I reckon. Tell you what, he's being very nice is in P4 is Lucas Keys too. I don't know whether he just doesn't quite have the pace, but there's been a couple of tracks this season where he's looked properly quick in that Lexus. And I know that he was saying that it probably needs a little bit of extra bop here. He reckons that minus 40 is not even enough to... Oh, hang on. Is that Shady rejoining? What's happened there? Looks like there's a bit of a weird line happening through there. I thought he actually got turn one wrong, Shady. I thought he took too much curb. But then he was right up underneath Sang, so I don't know whether Sang must have also made a mistake coming out of turn one.
Oh, I just thought Shady was close enough then. Let's have a look. So we're on board here with Shady. What? Oh, he's caught too much inside. Yes. Just caught that inside curb there at Cops, and that can very much unsettle the car. Must be very stiffly sprung as well, that Mustang, because I was running across that the other day and it was just like, yep, fine, no problem. So interesting. And that's allowed Page now to close up again on the back. But again, so Sang gets to open up a gap a little bit as well. And I find it fascinating that Sang's really focusing on the two main straights and the corners before that preceding straights just to maximise his exit, just so he doesn't get eaten up by Mustang power. And they all close up into the loop. Jump on board Page now and Big Bad Bentley. Fantastic sound car, this one. Of course, we do remember where we all were when we were 12 out of the Bentley one. One of the greatest stories in motorsport. Oh, Shady runs a little wide there. That might be his line. But again, maximising drive traction and unleash the horsepower Mustang. Hopefully we can stay on board here. They're heading the cops. No, we're not going. Yes, we are. Thank you. Ooh, so the double brake there from Shady. So that is a technique that I use. So you can just do the one braking application and turn it in, or you can do the double brake just to sort of settle the nose a little bit. See, so Page closes up, but then he's just not close enough to make a move. And then you can see saying, "Gone. Thanks for coming." Oh, Lucas. Oh, here we go. So Lucas is now going to have a go in a stow around the outside. That is not happening, sir. Oh, backs it in motocross style. Nice. Again, everyone just closes up. Guys, a good battle to watch. This is high-class driving from everyone. Staying now half a second, so that gap, we'll keep an eye on that because that is just starting to open up a little bit. And Page just dropped off the back there of Shady.
Yeah, well, Peach came under fire from Lucas Keys, who's say he's got no pace. Now he's just turned it on. So I don't know whether he's holding on to any pace or whether he has just had a couple of good laps here. But Peach probably got backed up a little bit by Shady, who's got turn one wrong twice in a row now. So as you said, he's really struggling to get one turn in and one break point in that Ford, who's obviously in old tyres. So he's just struggling to get turn one right, which means he's probably struggling to get Stowe right too. And a few other bits and pieces. But the fact they're still up here underneath the grill of Sang.
What's happened to the 555? Where's John gone?
Yep, good shout. I can't see him on the board. That's disappointing. He did pit earlier on and would have been in traffic. He went for a very early pit stop, and that would have put him back in the traffic a little bit. So hopefully, well, I say hopefully, it sounds like he's potentially had an issue, and lap 27 was around about when all that was happening. So maybe... Soapy. No, I don't think he was anywhere near Soapy. I can't have been that one. Tell you what else I'm noticing is we were talking about the silver class battle before. Carlos Johnson currently a couple of seconds in front of Palmer. Here we go. Here's what happened to John. He's coming into the pit lane. So he pitted earlier on. So is this his pit entry? And did he speed in a pit lane? No, he's got that well pulled up. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. He's just pulling over and calling it a day. That's unfortunate. Parked it. Someone put a steak next to him. Someone has gone and put a steak next to John, and he said, "You know what? I'll have a steak." Thank you very much. Fair enough. I want to draw our attention to the Pro-Am lead at the moment, because Cricky was comfortably in the Pro-Am lead before the pit stops. But now that those pit stops have been completed, it looks like Rockford and Graham are both no stopping this. I don't know whether they can. I don't know whether this is going to be a very late splash and dash type scenario. But currently Rockford in the Pro-Am victory and 7th overall. If he manages to pull off a no stop here, what a result that would be for Annie. And then, as I said, back through the field, if you take Graham and Rockford out of it, it is still Crick, Ananyake and Samuel, and they are all battling for this Pro-Am, at the moment currently Pro-Am 3, but we think it's Pro-Am 1, so we'll keep an eye on Rockford and Graham and see whether they do eventually pit.
I'll tell you what, if Annie can pull off a no stop in the McLaren, that is, hats off, because I've driven McLaren a bit, and anything past 70 minutes and it goes, no, not happening, Jen. So, and the fuel, you'd have to be fuel saving maximum 100 Jamie Whincup style. So we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely. I reckon he's going to go for a late splash and dash. That's my gut feel. But yeah, should net him some good position. So yeah, what a drive. Unbelievable. We are back with our leaders, and Sang has dropped the hammer. 100%. Just to answer that question in chat, Silver is higher than Pro-Am. So it goes Pro, Silver, Pro-Am, and Am. Of course, we don't have Gold in ACC. That is another class in real-life GT3 racing. But we only have the 4 classes here, which I love.
Is that? So is there any more, or is Gold just one extra class, or have they got even more than that? I've never heard of that.
No, it's just Gold. It's just an extra class. So you see it a lot in the endurance races. So you see your Pro-Am, Silver, Gold, and Am.
Right. Interesting. You learn something new every day.
And of course, Pro-Am is where. Whoa, Brad.
Oh.
Yep.
Palmer. Where are we going, Brad?
That's all good. Yep, back on. No rope. Also platinum when you unlock all the achievements. Yes.
The race control bot might have got the messages a bit mixed up there. He's put the wrong text in the wrong spot. I'm not sure whether that was intentional, but that message didn't quite come across. That was the wrong channel. Oh dear. He's had a flawless evening, has our man Benjamin Ignat just come up a cropper there. That's a funny one. Good job. Palmer out in the dirt there, manages to rescue that without doing a loop-de-loop. And he gets to continue going along in P8. Up the front here it is still Sang, Samuel, Senegis and Keys as you were. Floyd having a nice quiet race, has not been on the camera at all. He's just in a gap of his own, currently in Pro Class and overall P5. So he's having just a quiet old night, doing very nice work. And Carlos Johnson in the Silver Class lead is around about 3 seconds in front of Palmer, who we just watched have a bit of an adventure. And they have got Rockford in between them, but as we said, we think Rockford surely has to pit. I don't think any car is capable of going the 90 minutes without sort of running like a second engine map or something. In saying that, his best lap is a 2:1, and I know he's capable of quicker times than that. He may be on a different engine map here. That's a pit. Can we get someone from Kovacs? Is that what's going on here? I think that would have been called out earlier. I think someone would have been said. I think surely someone from Kovacs would have said earlier that that's what's going on. So it might be just a late splash and dash here.
And he's just kept it to himself and not told anyone. Gone for the super secret strat. Back on board here with Shady. He's got Page right behind him still. I just been having a look here, sort of watching the gaps and everything as well, and been really interested to see Lucas here. I think Lucas has got something up his sleeve.
He certainly looked a little bit more adventurous over the last couple of laps. I thought he was being a little bit reserved sort of earlier on, especially at a couple of opportunities where Page didn't necessarily make a mistake, but Page got held up or thrown offline, and that's not the line through Maggots and Beckett's from that Mercedes.
Oh, beautiful 360 pirouette.
Very nice. Absolutely 360 no-scope. Got it back online nice and straight. Lucas was very generous before. He let Page stay in front of him, as you said. I think he got off the gas. I think that's happened twice, actually, where he's just allowed Page to keep his position. But I don't know whether that's going to be the case over the next 20 minutes. If he makes any more mistakes, Page, or if he gets into any more battles here with the Samuel who gets backed up by Sang, or any blue flag nastiness. And as you said, Lucas might just say, hang on, I'm in for a race win here. I might just have a little go. Jesus, I'd hate to see these guys cause a collision here in the last 20 minutes, because they have raced so wonderfully well over the last 70 minutes. So with 20 minutes to go, hopefully they keep it. This is Pudley here in the Hulk green Lamborghini. He's going to give them all a nice little tow, and then he's going to get out of the way. Lucas! Oh my God! Wow. What are we doing? So I don't know whether Lucas lost the fact that Pudley was there, and like Page got out of the way quickly and gave Lucas a jump scare. I'd like to get the driver's eye view from Lucas there, whether or not he actually saw. He can't see that there's a blue flag, so he can see. He's just got a jump scare here. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
He's done so well to save this, to be honest. He's got on the anchors beautifully, and instead of spinning he's not lost a lot of time either. That is A+ driving from Lucas Keys.
So right there, we'll just keep an eye on this battle because it looks like Shady's going to go for a move there. Oh, to touch the thing! Oh dear, we said literally a minute ago we hope there's no contact, and there has been. Oh wow, there'll be emotion attached to that one. 100%. There was just the slightest touch there on Sang, and it's forced him sideways, and that has dropped him now into the clutches of Lucas. And Lucas, he doesn't need an opportunity. He is absolutely going to go for it. Sang's going to have to keep an eye on his rear mirror and just hold Lucas off for this initial phase while the tyres come back to him. But wow, that was very interesting. Wow, it's just all kicked off literally in the last minute.
Don't say I haven't got my curse boots on some days. Goodness gracious.
That was
so close to having a clean race. So there's a bit of overlap there. I don't know whether that door was closing, whether they got to the turn-in point on time. Shady Samuel, I don't know. The stewards, again, do such a really good job, and they're going to look through every single angle there and make a decision. And that's going to be a very interesting end to this race, because if Shady gets himself a ticket for that one, Page, you would think, is probably now going to be your race winner. This is the Bentley of... Is that Page? Was it Page going up on Sang? Maybe. Was that a Lexus? Was it?
Yep, certainly was.
Why does the Lexus look like the Bentley from the inside? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I've never driven the Lexus. I just should know what the fucking steering wheel. It does. It looks like the Bentley. It's on the wrong side though. I should have known that. So all right, yeah, this is live images of Lucas Keys getting getting the magnifying glass out and trying to get in front of Sang here. Sang, as you said, he's got to bring these tyres back into the window because a big old slide there after the contact with Shady would see these tyres are cooking now. And Lucas, if he's going to get it done, now would be the time.
So I just want to now settle down a little bit. I just wanted to go back to that blue flag because it's a point that I raise all the time. Is the blue flag was on the outside of the track, completely on the outside of the track. Yet they, for some reason, race car drivers like to use blue flags as slipstream, and that's what's caused that right there. So that's just, I don't know why everyone does it, but it just, for me, that's caused that.
I do it. I do it every single time. I use blue flags as a slipstream literally every single time. And I mean, I guess we've been around long enough that we trust the drivers not to slam on the brakes. But you're right, it becomes dangerous when there's 3, 4 in a row all passing, and that's a prime example of. And Lucas there just not quite recognized. You could see the cars 1, 2, 3 all dive out to the right, so maybe he could have been a little bit more aware that something was happening ahead. But from a driver's eye view, when you've got hot under the collar and the adrenaline's pumping, it was a jump scare. So I still think he's done super well to rescue that situation. He was on the grass, he could have very easily spun that, but he's managed to save it and lose no time at all, really. He is still P4 and he is still right underneath the bumper of Sang. So that's just a massive save from Lucas Keys. Really impressive work.
I think also maybe he didn't realise how close the blue flag was as well. So it's like, oh, shit. Where'd that come from? So now he's Is that a Camry sticker on the back of that Lexus? I'm nearly positive I saw a Camry sticker on the back of that Lexus.
You would be correct. Yes, sir.
No. Oh, wow.
The all-new Camry. It is a Toyota. I think that's the point. Well, so I don't know anything about cars, and even I know Toyota own Lexus. Or does Lexus own Toyota? No, Toyota's bigger. Surely they own Lexus.
Yes, Toyota own Lexus. Lexus is known as a rich man's Toyota. Needs a sports Evo badge. Yes. Agreed.
So Scott Rockford has indeed pitted. He's now currently P16 and filters in between Wood and Underwood for Pro-Am P6 on track, but you would think it's probably P5 overall. Soapy, Zach Graham is currently P1 in Pro-Am but hasn't pitted yet. So another one who we think is probably doing a late splash and dash here and also has 25 seconds. So it won't be a splash and dash. It'll be a splash and a pause.
And pause again. and then a dash. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Samuel v. Senekis. Mustang versus Bentley. Two big bad V8s. Absolutely great battle. It's been fascinating for the whole race, and it's still going to rage on. Lucas and Sang is interesting as well, because I honestly feel like Lucas can get past Sang here, but the thing is, with that Lexus, it just cannot hold mid-corner speed like the Ferrari. So he's going to have to get a little creative here, Lucas, if he wants to get this final step on the podium. And we've got beautiful. Oh, look, yep, that's running. That's using the whole track and some, Lucas.
He's really pushing now. He's opened the taps. The gloves are off. He wants P3. He wants that podium. So he's really starting to ask questions of Sang, and just can't quite stay close enough to him. The Ferrari's so balanced and good over a lap here. The Lexus probably strong in a few areas, but by the time he gets to those areas, he's just dropped off the back of Sang in a few places. So he's certainly given it his best effort. He's really got that Lexus wiggling. He is trying his darndest here. He's braking super late, sending it all the way through village at high speed, and then trying to cut back with the over-under through loop. But again, as I said, that Ferrari just so well balanced, and Sang's got that nice and calm. Oh, he's got a good run here, has he? Sang defending the inside very early on. I think Lucas Keys had a run. He is on the outside. Can he hang it around? Has he got it? He hasn't quite got it. That Ferrari so good under brakes.
Unbelievable under brakes, Ferrari. And with its floor area as well, it can just carry speed through a corner. It is ridiculous how much speed you can actually carry in the Ferrari through a corner. It's a bit like the McLaren as well. They have a lot of underbody. Oh, is Lucas going to try and send around the outside of Cops? That is not the recommended option, 100%. Very rare you'll see a move like that as I head down now towards Maggots and Beckett's. And Lucas, I think, just backing it off a little bit, saving the car, and just winding up for another chance. But this has been a storm. Oh, Sang! Wow, that is definitely not the line. That is definitely going to open the door here for Lucas. Does he fire it down the inside of Stowe? He's in the toe, but Sang goes defensive. Lucas again, round the outside. Can he tuck the nose in and set him maybe up for a pass into the chicane? Oh, this is incredible. We're getting to hold your breath moments now. Don't hit the sausage, whatever you do.
You're not wrong, though. I'm sitting here with my tongue in my cheek and my nails are bitten off. It's all fucking happening here. This is great. He's got this Lexus. I keep calling him Lexus, Luke, fucking whatever. He's got this Lexus absolutely singing now. It's on low fuel, and he is throwing it around every corner, and he's really making Sang work to defend. He's going to have the inside. He's going to get the nose in for Loop. He's got it done. So Sang's going to try and cut back with the over-under. He's got a little run here, but you would think that the Lexus is just going to open the taps. Side by side. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. So Lucas set the move. Now he's made his move. He's defended this beautifully. Oh, Sang's going to try and go around the outside. That's bold. Can he get the nose up the inside? I think Lucas has got this done. He has. Oh, that's a stunning bit of driving there from Lucas Keys. In the Camry. Nice work. Oh, wow. That's not your grandfather's Camry. Fantastic bit of driving.
What a great piece of driving from both of them. Sang, giving enough space and trying the over-under and trying to fight back, and he's done well all night, has Sang, but that's down to P4 now for Chris. He'd probably be a little bit disappointed with that result after qualifying so well up, but that's an excellent bit of driving from Lucas Keys. He's been threatening that for a couple of laps now, and eventually, with 9 minutes to go, gets it done. Probably not over yet, though. I think Sang, now that he's in the slipstream of the Lexus, he'll be trying to get that back, and he'll make a bloody good fist of it here.
Couldn't agree more. Back up the front here with Samuel and Sang. I think Shady's got this. I don't know why. I just feel like he's got enough in the pocket to just hold off the Bentley. Just been watching sort of the gap as well, and once again, as soon as it gets to a straight, that Mustang can just open its. I was about to say something else then. Open the taps. We'll go with that, and just hold the gap. I just think Page doesn't have enough in the fight at the moment. I could be wrong. He could have something. He's saving something for a bit of a last lap surprise. How you go and move, but I just think the Mustang in the hands of Shady is just a little too strong at the moment.
Well, what Peach does have going for him is that he's on one, I think maybe even 2 lap fresher tyres. He did go for the overcut, if you remember. He was the last to box out of these 4. So that's that is one of the advantages that I can see. And as we said earlier on in the evening, the Ford is particularly tough on its tyres. So Shady will be pretty squirrely around the rear end over the next 7 minutes. And if Peach is thereabouts, he's got slightly fresher tyres, and he is one of the best drivers in all of Oceania. So you can bet your bottom dollar that if an opportunity opens up, he will be right around the mark to go ahead and take it. Oh no, Zach Rame's got himself a stop-go 30 now. He's been racking up penalties all evening long, and that's a very big one. I don't know whether that was for speed. No, he's in the pit lane now, so can't have been for speeding in the pit lane. Actually, it might have been because he was due a pit stop, wasn't he? And Ramez Samuel also is only 3 seconds behind Cricky for that Pro-Am victory, but that's all out the window now because he's got himself a drive-through, which is probably really going to take the pressure off of Cricky here. He's already holding on to the Pro-Am P1. He is already P10. This is all of his boxes checked. The redemption arc is on after last week for Suzuka, so all he's got to do is bring it home at this point. And Brickley here, currently P2 in the AM class with Hislop up there in 14th overall. That's a bloody good effort for the Bloodsport Porsche.
Great drive. Fantastic drive from Hislop. And, look at that. I mean, it just pops as well. What a livery. Amazing. Might have to message John and see if he can share that, and I'll take a really nice photo for him. Back up with this battle for the lead because, as I said, I don't think Page has got anything. As I've said that, he's now decided, right, go time. Again, that Mustang, look at the... Oh, Shady is just... That was very cheeky from Shady. He just... Oh, but look at that. I think Page has got enough grip around the outside. No. Oh, that was so close.
Did go a little bit deep, did Page into Brooklands, and obviously having a red-hot crack at it. I didn't necessarily think that was too cheeky from Shady. He picked his line very early. He did go very defensive, but he picked it early and sort of cut off any chance of Page going up the inside. And that's, Page had a really big send around the outside, but just carried a little bit too much speed and didn't quite make it happen. But with a couple of laps to go yet. Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Oh, wow.
Shady nearly killed him. There was no reason for that. What the hell was Shady thinking? That's not a slipstream. That McLaren was almost stopped on the side of the road, and Shady almost killed that man.
Wow. Just as we thought. We've seen it all. Here we go. So we're on board now with Shady. Let's have a look at this McLaren. This is into maggots a bit. This is... Wow! Oh, go Brown. Go Brown.
Bloody hell.
That could have been Shadow Realm kind of stuff. So Shady with the super quick reactions, which is great to see. So they can fight on for another day. But we've got 4 minutes 40 remaining. So if Page does have something in the kit bag, now it's time to pull it out and show it because we're getting to the time where he's going to run out of laps. No. Oh, Shady's got a 10-second penalty.
Oi.
Where's that come from?
Well, it must be for the incident we're saying.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen anything else.
Oh, wow.
Boy,
there you go.
Oh, boy.
Wow-wee. So, as much as these drivers are fighting for this champion, and here we go. Here's a replay of the incident. So, the stewards have made their decision. Of course, being confident.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to take a wide berth on that one.
Yep, I'm with you, mate. I'm not getting involved in that. That's not my table. I'm glad I'm not a steward, honest to God. Well, we love our stewards, and they are volunteers. You'll never hear me say a bad word against them. But that's pretty unanimously disagreed with in chat. And for me, yeah, again, we're not jumping. I'm not going there. Oh my goodness! As you said, the stewards have literally every single angle, and all we're getting there is the one angle replay. They go back and look at previous laps. They will see where Shady and Sang broke on previous laps, how they approach the corner each of the laps before that. They've got every tool at their disposal to make the correct decision there. So we do hope they've come to the correct one. But as you said, that is now put paid to Shady Samuel's chance at winning this one. And
Certainly.
it's no battle here for P1 or P2. P should be very happy to just sit behind here and cruise around in P2, which is now P1.
And once again, these drivers are all up the front and that. They're all very quick in that. But for somehow, Page finds a way. And this is why this man is a multiple championship winner. He just knows how to build a championship season. And once he gets a gap, he is a very difficult man to chase down. Unbelievable. Just when I thought this race didn't have any more drama, it's thrown something else.
Potentially be not over yet either. Palmer's only a second off Johnson for the silver win. So it could be a little one to if he can close that gap over the next lap or two. He's got 2 laps left, but Carlos very experienced. He loves getting that Porsche sideways, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
He's looking very comfortable here for a silver class win. I don't know if Palmer's got 1.2 seconds in him over 2 laps, so it'll probably be a mistake from Carlos more than anything. And even when Carlos makes mistakes, he manages to correct them. He's taken a lot of grass there, though, is Carlos. I don't know whether that's intentional or not, but crikey Moses, he's brought up a lot of dirt on the way up to the loop there. Up to the village.
Yeah, 1.2, I think, is a little bit too much there for Palmer to reel in. But you never know. He might have a lap of the gods in him for one last bite of the cherry. But great. Has been a really nice drive, though, from Johnson and Palmer. They've really put together a great sort of... They haven't been on camera much either, which, as I always said, that's a really great sign. You've had a good day at the office, as Adiake now gets a 10-second penalty. So Cricky will be doing the happy dance. That'll be pretty much the Pro-Am when locked up, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Where was Matt Asplin there? Hang on, we were just broadcast camera Matt Asplin, who's car 293. He's coming out of Chapel right now and is onto the Hangar Straight. I thought maybe we saw him in the wall. Is he okay? Is he going along all right? He's cruising along. He's P27. He's doing his thing. Okay. No, never mind. Because we were just stopped. The camera was stopped. I didn't know whether we missed him and he was parked in a wall or something. And no, he's going along nicely in the dad's BMW. Oh, Palmer's under a second. He has closed that gap just a little bit. Where are the leaders? Have we got 1 lap to go? Are we on the last lap now?
I believe we do have 1 lap to go. This
is the last lap. No. So Shady and Seneca's currently coming down the Wellington Straight. So it will be the last lap, which makes this the last-ditch effort for Palmer. He's right up underneath Carlos now, hasn't he?
Wow, here we go. So Palmer did have a lap of the gods in him. And he has really closed this gap up. Is he going to actually have a crack here as Shady crossed the line, but it will be Peach that takes the victory. Second will be Lucas Keys. And 4th position, aka 3rd position, will be Chris Sang. But back to this battle for the silver class win, because Brad Palmer's absolutely lit the wick on the Atlanta Porsche, and he's putting Carl Johnson under a huge amount of pressure. Shows the nose even, a little bit of gamesmanship there. Carl's just got to get this right, but he's run it too deep. Oh, he's running out sideways as well. Palmer's going to try and hold around the outside. Can he get the over and under? But I think Carlos is going to hang on. This is going to be so close. Oh, but again, Carlos gets loose, but Palmer runs it into the sand.
Good effort, Brad.
Oh, wow. What a great way to finish the silver class battle. But it is going to be Carl Johnson that gets this. Oh, whoa, what happened there?
Nah, the line's all the way back there. He's just celebrating. Oh, good.
Oh, the flag. See, it always
Yeah.
tricks me.
The start line and the finish line are at the opposite ends of the grid here, so it gets a little bit confusing. But no, Carlos just celebrating his victory there. Nice work.
Stupid British tracks. Here we go. There's Rob Underwood, currently in 14th. Good drive from Rob. He's just...
nose clean.
Here it is. Pro-Am victory for Cricky.
Absolutely. Top 10. That is his first OOR top 10, and he will be very, very chuffed with a Pro-Am victory. I don't know whether that's his first Pro-Am victory. Probably is, but that is his best result in OOR without a doubt. And it was on the cards last week, and he could have very easily gone into his shell and disappeared tonight, but he's just backed it up and gone for the redemption arc and absolutely nailed it. So congratulations to Cricky. And Hislop with a very solid performance. Currently P12. I think that's around about 13 or 14. There's a couple have left the server, but that is a dominating AM class victory. He's got a bunch of pro-ams between him and Brickley in P2 and Herbert in P3. So really nice effort from Chufatali in the Bloodsport orange, red, potentially maybe kind of Porsche.
I reckon he might be getting a black number board very soon, because that is a beautiful drive.
Absolutely. Great drive. Another one coming up from the rookie series and over from Fruit Bowl, so good on him. Tonight it was overall Senekis on top with Keys and Sang. That's the provisional results, but we have, of course, probably a protest on the way, and we've got all the systems in place, and we are sure that the correct decision will be come to, whatever that is, whether that protest is successful or not. Pro-Am was right after Silver, which was led by Carlos Johnson, Brad Palmer, and David Bartlett. And then was Pro-Am, where it was Cricky P1, Wood, and Malith Ananyake in P3. And then the AM class, as we said, Hislop with a really nice performance, 15 seconds clear of Brickley and Herbert. So yeah, hats off to Peach for provisionally taking the win here tonight. But as I said, we'll await the I'm sure that there will be a very heated protest sent in, and we'll let the excellent systems in place in OOR take care of that one for sure. We'll stay out of that one, Sean.
Very much so. I'm giving that the widest berth possible. Drive of the day. Well, mine's easy.
Mike,
the man on screen.
Correct. That is my driver of the day for sure, bias or not. As I said before, could have very easily gone into his shell and been disappointed after last week, but he's come back and put it on the top 10. That's an excellent drive from Cricky. So, yeah, that's my driver of the day.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Great drive from Cricky. So we've got North America split coming up, of course, in the morning. Then we are having a 2-week break because
qualifying tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
JC, have faith, my friend.
I'm so excited for Imola.
We are having a 2-week break in the Sprint Series, but of course tomorrow night it is qualifying for the Imola 12-hour, and I believe the man next to me will be bringing you all the action. I know he's excited about that. I will be back, of course, for the Imola 12-hour race. Looking forward to getting my enduro voice on. Always fun to call enduros. Best Italian track from Race Control. Would have to agree with that 100%. No, Magello. No.
Yes, Imola. I agree. I like Magello. That's a great track. That's an excellent track. That's a great call.
Motorcycle track.
Yeah, but so's Misano, and we all like that one. And so's Brands Hatch, and we all love that one. It's your favorite track. What are you talking about? Magello's a great track. Yeah, absolutely. Come join me for Imola qualifying tomorrow night when it's a little bit earlier in the night, so I get to be a little bit more excited. I've had to be a little bit reserved tonight, so I'll bring out the pipes tomorrow night. And I'm not sure who's joining me, but we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have some really super duper fast drivers tomorrow night. Matt Lamb, I think, is my favourite pole tomorrow night, but there's a couple of really fast boys up there with him. So until we get to that, Sean Mullett, absolute pleasure with you tonight, mate.
Same with you, mate. Been an absolute pleasure.
And thanks to Ben Hignett, absolutely,
yes,
and the stewards and the race directors, and of course to our #1 chat in Australia. Thanks, guys. You guys are best on ground every single night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you around.
Thank you, and see you around, and enjoy the rest of your evening.